And we are live. We are live. Hopefully everything is in pocket and ready to go. Ready to go. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. Appreciate each and every one of you. You already know what to do. You already know the deal. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button, whether you're catching it live or you're catching it after it's uploaded. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you hit the like button. Got a lot on the table to cover today. Got a lot on the table to cover today. You see in the title and in the thumbnail. Let me move a few things around. Get properly adjusted and dialed in and ready to go. You see in the hold on, where is it? I can't I don't even got that plugged in ready to go. But you see in the title and the thumbnail, you see the imagery where it reminds me of that line in a Drake song. Remember when Drake was beefing with Meek Mill when Meek Mill was with Nicki Minaj and Drake said that line, shout out to my boss bitch's wife and niggas. That's what it looked like. ASAP Rocky in that picture looking like he got wifed up. It's like it's looking like that. That's what they do in the masculinity. That's what they do in the masculinity. Got him on there looking like he got wifed up, wearing the that waiting to exhale leather wearing in the summertime outfit.
You raggedy bitch.
They got him out there in that outfit. but looking like Rihanna's stud girlfriend. They got him out there like that. I shouldn't even say they got him out there like that. He got himself out there like that. But we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that in a number of topics. We're going to get into a number of topics. So, with that said, let's get ready to go. Let's get
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What is up? What's going on? I'm still dotting I's and crossing T's, so forgive me. Still dotting I's and crossing T's and making sure I got everything game, set, match ready to go for y'all. Why is that not acting right? Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, here we go. I'm getting that together. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. One thing that we've talked about a lot on this channel, when it comes to in this modern day time, when they're talking about men getting married and whatnot and everything, it's like in the modern culture of it all is basically they say it's almost like they're essentially saying, go ahead and simp it out. But this is it's a lot to get into. But But we're gonna break it down. Shout out to RM. Wait, actually, let me put this link for RM to get on the ones and twos in the background. Let me put that in there for RM. Still dotting I's and still crossing T's. That link is for RM. Don't nobody else take that. That link is for RM. But shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to LB Crypto in the building. Says, let me see. It says, but now are going to do a masterful job of breaking down this lesbian relationship. Man, I'm telling you, that's how I looked at it. That's exactly what I saw when I saw that picture. That's exactly what I saw. I saw ASAP Rocky looking like Rihanna's stud girlfriend carrying her ex-boyfriend's baby. That's what it looked like. That's what he looked like. I can pull it up. Let me put visual aid on the screen. Let me put visual aid on the screen. Let me put a visual aid on the screen. She's looking like she's 6'5", and he's looking like he's about 5'4". It'd be like that. Them studs, they'd be dressing like a dude, but they still be, they be all of 5'4", but they dress like a dude and everything. But look, it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I want people that whatever you are, whatever you go live your life and be happy. Live your life and be happy. I'm not in that camp that just criticizing somebody because they are what they are. However, I do got some criticism if ASAP Rocky, being a straight heterosexual black man, being an entertainer, being a rapper, like that's viewed as a big part of black masculinity. And I don't think rappers carry the torch for what black masculinity is, but they are viewed as black masculine men. So it's like it's impossible to look at that and say that it does look very emasculating. It does look very emasculating, and that's putting it mildly. That's putting it nice. That's putting it. LB Crypto says Dwayne Wade or ASAP Rocky. I didn't even get to shouting out everybody in here. Let me see who else in here. Shout out to Obam. Said he looks like a girl on that cover for real. Yeah. No, he looks like her stud girlfriend. It just is what it is. That's how he's looking. And I wonder, okay, this was me being, over analytical because, I know a little bit about camera work and angles. There's a way that somebody could be in front of somebody and they could look much bigger and much taller given the camera angle, but the size difference between the two of them and they're close enough to each other to be holding hands. No, that was like she was deliberately blown up. Like I know how to do that, and you see me making thumbnails and playing around with stuff with the Photoshop. Like she was blown up to make look bigger, and she's holding his hand. I'm gonna do a full proctological examination of this thing, a full breakdown. All right, I'm gonna do a full breakdown of this thing. I'm gonna sapruder this damn photo. She was blown up to look bigger in the photo. He was shrunk down. It's very easy to do that. Just a click, I mean, you could damn near just do it with your fingers. Like it's very easy. It's very easy to do that. All right. She was blown up and made to look much bigger than him. Like the size differential between the two of them is the typical size differential that you would see between, a 6'3" man and a 5'2" woman standing next to each other. So he's in the position. He's in the position of the 5'2" woman holding the baby, and the woman out in front of him holding his hand, like guiding him, like leading him. Like that. Like that's how I look. That's how I look in a masculine photo where that's want to represent a strong man leading his family. Like that's what it would look like. Switch it around. Whereas the man is big and in front, in holding the hand of the woman who's holding the baby. You know, that's that's what they conveyed, but they switched the genders around. And now I do wonder, I do legitimately wonder, is ASAP Rocky, is he just like out of the know? Is he just is he missing something? Is it something that he's not catching or not understanding? You know, that's what I'm lightweight trying to figure out. Because sometimes dudes are oblivious to optics. Sometimes dudes embrace the modern egalitarian society. Sometimes there are some men out there who fully embrace that. RM is giving me something. RM, I put the link in the. Oh, no, you're already in the back. You're already in the back. Cool. It's cool. All right, get it going. All right, cool. All right. RM is making a good point. Says, and remember, Rihanna got final approval of this image before going to print. I don't always know. Okay, if you're saying you know that that's the case, then that says a lot. Because sometimes somebody go do a photo shoot, and well, yeah, I'm gonna go with what you're saying. Even without knowing for a fact, I'm gonna go with what you're saying. Because only a stupid artist who understands that their image is the difference in dollars and cents, and whether or not they, you know, how they're viewed and how they're perceived, all of that has a huge effect, on how much money they make going forward. So you would be stupid to let somebody put out a magazine cover that you didn't first approve. So she approved it. So we can dead that one. So Vogue didn't just sneak up on them and do this. All right. If she saw it and she approved it, he saw it and he was okay with it. So we can take the whole look what them doing to us, and how they, you know, how we used to like to use the word they in a nondescript, you know, who are we talking about when we say they? That's why I liked Kanye West. When Kanye said they, he let you know exactly who they was. That's why I liked when Kanye West was saying they. He let you know exactly who they was. What they was he talking about? So we can get the they out of the conversation, and then we could just talk about black folks. This is an in-house discussion. It's an in-house discussion between black people. That's what this is. So you got a black woman who's on this picture, who approved this picture, that said, I'm going to make my man look 5'2", and I'm going to make myself look 6'5", and I'm going to hold his hand and lead him while he's carrying the baby like he carried the baby. Like, that's what it is. Now, it's so much to roast in this picture, and in my short that I made about this, yes, I cracked some jokes about that baby. I hope it grow into the forehead and everything, because he got his mama's forehead. It just is what it is. All babies got big foreheads, but I think it's a little different with this baby. I don't think, all babies got big foreheads and then you grow into them. I'm not sure that this baby will be growing into that or out of that forehead. I think it's there forever. It's a lot to roast here. You can, why is he on the beach with some look like some leather shiny shoes and a full leather outfit? Why are you on the beach with a leather outfit on? I mean, it's a lot to roast here. I could just roast this whole thing, but it's still some serious social commentary that needs to be given on this. There's some serious social commentary that needs to be given on this, because the fact of the matter is, I mean, okay, I can't abandon the roast just yet. He is rocking the wait and the exhale that, when she hit through the orange or whatever she threw at that dude, or she went off on him, and she was like, you leather wearing in the summertime. He got on that same outfit from Waiting to Exhale, from the leather wearing in the summertime dude.
You raggedy bitch.
He rocking that same outfit. All right. That's about the only thing masculine. That's about the only thing masculine. Because after Wait to Exhale came out in 1995, if you was walking around in the summertime wearing a leather vest with no undershirt, the women knew you meant business. They knew they got in that car with you. They was gonna be doing a line. They was gonna be doing a line of coke off a stripper's back by the end of the night. It's like like that was like the toxic masculinity uniform for like the whole summer of '95. like for real. That's the only thing slightly masculine going on in here. That he got on the he got on the toxic masculinity uniform. He got the 1995 toxic masculinity uniform. You knew a dude meant business. He was walking around in the summertime, no undershirt, leather vest on, and leather pants. Oh, he no, nah, he was about that action. That's really about it. That's really about it. Everything else in there is very effeminized. And the fact of the matter is, like we talked about, like we discussed, she had to approve it. And I'm going to assume if she approved it, he saw it and was okay with it. All right. He saw it and he was okay with it. Now, there is a such thing as, if she wants to present herself, because, Beyonce did the same thing. I'm a mother. I have children now. I got to figure out how to walk that fine balance between being a sexy, I got to be being a sex symbol and then still being a mother and still being a wife. So, so clearly she's still trying to get her sexy on. I get it. But she don't want to get it on by herself and not have her family also in the picture. So that I think it was the right call. I think it was the right call. Go ahead and put the baby and put your husband in the picture. Like Beyonce kind of did the same thing. But Jay-Z didn't do that junk right there. Jay-Z didn't do that. There was a way for her to do it. It was a way for them to pull this off where she could look like some, dominant, fierce, go-getting queen who got it all. That's what I've come to accept that's what they want to project. Like it was some movie. It wasn't a Tyler Perry movie, but it felt like one where one of the characters in it wrote a book called You Can Have It All. And she was married to the seemingly perfect guy. She was married to the guy that was in that played Luke Cage. She what else was it? Like she was a successful author or motivational speaker. She had an awesome, amazing career, made all kind of money, had a family, basically she had it all. She had it all, and that's what they want to project. You could do everything. You could be a wife and mother and be successful and be a career woman and make all this money and but you could do all of that. That's what they truly want to project. That's what they truly want to project. And I've come to accept that that's a part of what they want to project, and that's what they want, and that's what they want to do. But then they start rolling out stuff like this. Like, oh yeah, we want to be career-driven go-getters and wives and mothers, and we want to do it all sometime between 35 and 40. We get it. We don't get into that. we want to do it at the final buzzer when the clock is ticking. We want to do it in overtime. We want to do it in the final seconds of triple overtime when the clock about to run out. That's when we want to do it, and that's when we'll do it. And don't even get me into a lot of times when they do try to become a wife later on, and like they showing up overweight, over 35 with a couple kids by a couple men in the whole world. We get that that's a thing. We get that that's a thing. And I say hell no, we won't go on that one. You're a man and you're masculine man. You want a family, start your own family from the ground up, from within. Don't just set up shop in somebody else's family. No. I say start your own family with a woman who don't have kids. That's where I'm at. That's where I always be at on that. But there's aspects of modernity of these modern times that it kind of is what it is. A lot of women want to work and get their money and get their career and be ambitious and have their own. Okay, it is what it is. We that's accepted. But now it's like then what you give an inch and now a mile is taken. Now, okay, you got to get behind me. You got to get behind me and walk around with this baby on your hip looking like my stud girlfriend. Like it's like we talk a lot about the psyops. We talk a lot about the psyops, and that's what it is. Complain about the performance of Black men, but so much imagery that they put out there. When I say they, I'm talking about us. I'm not talking about this coming from on high. Rihanna approves this photo. They need Rihanna in their magazine more than Rihanna need to be in their magazine. So she could call the shots and say, no, don't put that bullshit up there. No, she could, So it ain't like it's some top down they that's dictating things. We can't say that. We can no longer do that. We can no longer talk about the top down they when it comes to the image of black people no more. Like that's dead. That part is dead. Like we got to put that one in the casket. All right. So the whole imagery of this, the psyops and what they're putting out there, where they complain about the performance of black men, but everything is a full psyops that says, be less masculine, be less in charge, be less in control, get behind that woman. You got politicians or political pundits basically saying, get behind your women. The women's are the ones, they the backbone, and they leading, and they get out there and they vote, and you need to get behind them. What you doing thinking for yourself? What are you doing being a conservative man who has your own ideas, and you trying to what are you doing that, boy? Get in line, get in line. Like that's legit where they at with it. That's legit where they at with it. Says she done made a song about she done made a song about it. Want to hear it go. Okay, hold on. Let me blow that up because I got that smaller. I can't even see the screen. Okay, let me make that bigger. All right, see, I couldn't even see myself really. Okay, I gotta make sure my beard together, All right. She done made a song about it. Want to hear it go. I call the shots like, okay, now that's not enough evidence. That's not enough evidence. That could mean anything. but see, I'm not that committed to do a whole full close reading of her lyrics to try to see the mindset. I'm not I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, see, I don't know the lyrics of that song. Bitch better have my money. I don't know the lyrics of that song. You know what I found out about Rihanna watching the Super Bowl? Is that most of her hit songs are really not what we would call, using air quotes here, black music. Most of her hit songs are more like some pop, I don't even know what genre that is, some pop techno type sounding stuff. Most of her hit songs. All of her hit songs that she performed at the Super Bowl, they weren't even the ones that really sounded, black, air quotes again. It was basically like the songs where she sung the hook on like some Jay-Z and Kanye West songs. And by the way, somewhere in my mind, when she starts singing Run This Town or whatever, when rave, that's probably it. Yep. When she started singing that, was I the only one that was thinking, in some weird twist turn of events, is Kanye about to jump out of a damn birthday cake and spit a few bars or some shit? Like, I was like, are they about to bring Kanye back? He gonna come back? He gonna jump out of damn birthday cake wearing that Alex Jones mask that he had, on Alex Jones when he was talking when he was repping Hitler. I thought Kanye was about to hop out a birthday cake wearing a I like Hitler mask and just spit his verse and then just walk off stage. I literally thought that was going to happen. I thought they was about to bring Kanye back for us. Because is Jay-Z still kind of in control of the Super Bowl performances? I was like, come on, Jay-Z. Come on, Jay-Z. Okay. Okay, now I'm really getting into it. Let's see, down there you said her dancers was fire. Here's the thing. And this is where I'm being a little too tinfoil hat right now with this one. I sensed a psyops in the dancers, and here's why. It was the male dancers and the female dancers had on the same exact outfit. And so it started out, I was watching the women dance and they was doing like some twerking type, some very feminine, twerky, girly dancing stuff. And then the camera switched and it was the men in the same outfit doing the same dance. So I thought I was, for like 2 seconds, I thought I was watching women. And then I was like, wait a minute, these are men twerking. It's like, so it's like if you weren't paying attention, you didn't catch it. But it was some serious psyops going on. It was some serious psyops going on where they messed with your mind, where you was watching women dance, and then the camera cut, and you thought you were still watching women, but it was men. It's like the men and the men and the women should have been wearing different outfits and maybe doing different dances, but they were all rocking the same exact outfit, doing the same exact dance. And I was like, hold on. They yeah, it was a gender. That performance was very gender fluid. Yeah, they was doing gender fluid dances, like like the Dougie. Anybody can do the Dougie. That's no. It was the man was twerking. The man was twerking. They got you, bitch. Oh man. But let me shout out to people supporting the stream. Appreciate everybody supporting the stream. 200 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. We got Java Joe in the building. Java Joe in the building with the $10 super sticker. I do appreciate that. Rod of God podcast in the building says this cover is so emblematic of the modern age. Shaking my head. And speaking of that, Rod of God, I got a clip I want to play about a man who is criticizing men for criticizing the term and the concept of modern women. So you were right on cue with that. Let me roll some not so beautiful beans.
Stuff that we talk.
Wait, hold on. Got to do some programming. Let me bring down the Rihanna photo. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into it. Let me put on my headset so I can hear it. Right. Let's get into it. Hold on. All right. Let's go.
About is factually where we are. To the people who think modern is an insult, the stuff that we talking about is factually where we are as people right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when he's saying to the people who think modern is an insult, we're just going to skip to the end. They're still responding. The sisterhood and the Simps are still responding to Kevin Samuels. All right. Kevin Samuels coined the phrase modern woman and made it and gave it to the world, basically. He made everybody start talking about the modern woman. All right. What this guy is trying to do is trying to put a cape on, they're trying to he's post-mortem after Kevin Samuels dead and gone. It's like the Simps are like peeking out like, oh, is it safe to come out? Can I talk shit about Kevin Samuels? It's like they doing that, I said it after he died. It was like especially like all the Derek Jacksons of the world. The Derek Jacksons of the world. They was they was like they was like Scar and the hyenas closing in on Pride Rock after Mufasa died. Like that's what that looked like. That's what they look like. But Rod of God podcast in the building says roll that beautiful beam footage. Absolutely. So just skipping to the end on that one. He's trying to combat and rebut Kevin Samuels. That's essentially what he's doing.
To the people who think modern is an insult, the stuff that we talking about is factually where we are as people right now.
Yeah.
So when you
what he's doing a spin move. He's doing a spin move. He may just modern by itself isn't an insult. Modern woman, as it's been defined, is something that's worthy of being critical. The whole concept of the modern woman is the type of woman that fits with the thumbnail and image I just had up of Rihanna, where a woman is, so got her heels dug in so far to with all this modern stuff to where she's looking at her man as less, and she wants the world to see her man as less. And it's like you can't deny that, because she wouldn't approve that image if she didn't. She wouldn't approve that image if she didn't want the world to see her man as less than her. So I just thought about, like, Cardi B is a lot bigger than. Okay, I'll be forgetting. I'm old. I'm old. The Migos. Which one is Cardi B with? Help me out. Um, help me out, chat. I'm old. Which one is she with? Come on, chat. Y'all slow today. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Offset. Offset. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He said Young Jeezy. I ain't that old. I'm old, but I ain't that old. Jeezy with that he got with that he married that 40-year-old Asian chick and got a baby out of her right before the clock ran out. He he got with her. He used her last egg. That was her last egg. He used that bad boy. But no, but like, you don't see Cardi B doing stuff like that with Offset. That's I notice things like that. You for damn sure ain't gonna see Beyonce do stuff like that with Jay-Z. But this is it is what it is. Like we seeing it. We seeing it is right there. Is right there. The whole concept of the modern woman. We're talking about a modern woman. We're not talking about modern in the sense that this is where we're at and we're got to adjust to modern times. Yeah, we got to adjust to modern times. It's blue collar men who had to get into IT. That's adjusting to modern times. Being a physical hands-on laborer in some ways. That may not be working. Now everybody going to be hit when AI start doing all that IT work. And then the IT people gonna have to pick up a hammer. Let that like this is a whole nother subject, but we're gonna have to just end up in Star Trek land. Like put it like this: technology, and I hate to say this because I believe I'm a capitalist. I like capitalism, but technological advancements is going to breed socialism. I don't know if BGS words it that way, but that's kind of what he be talking about, low key. I don't think he worded that way, but that's kind of what he be talking about. Technological advancements will breed socialism because computers, AI, and all the technological advancements are going to basically end up doing everything to where it's like the only people that's going to have an actual genuine job is the people who artistically create things. But now AI can create things, so it's like yeah, we about to be in a sci-fi movie. That's it. Just is what it is. It just is what it is. You said TBBT. Who is TBB? I don't know who TBBT is. It says humans are so dumb. Humans so dumb they shooting at anything in the sky. Christian Hutchinson, shout out to Christian. He says that's what happens in Star Trek once replicators came online. See, I was trying not to get that dorky. I'm a the original Star Trek moved too slow, kind of boring for me. So I'm a start with the one in the 90s when I really want to just become a Trekkie and watch everything. I'm gonna start with not Captain Kirk. That's too long ago. But the one played by Patrick Stewart. Oh my goodness, my brain not working today. I cannot remember anybody's name. The one what's the one Picard. Thank you, RM. Picard. I'm gonna start right there. Next Generation with Picard and watch that from beginning to end. But I'm an Orville guy. The Orville is like damn good. They ripped off Star Trek and just put a modern splash on Star Trek. That's really what they did. The first season was a little quirky, and two, because the guy that make Family Guy is the guy that make the Orville, and he did it in a way in season one where it was like too many kind of Family Guy feeling type of jokes, but he kind of cleaned that up, and now the jokes are more precise and well thought out, and it's more of a serious sci-fi movie just with a faster pace and a little more humor. It's like a serious more serious. It's like a serious Star Trek. It's just as serious, but it's at a faster pace and with a little more, with really a lot more humor, and it's real good. And so I'm taking the time to bring them up because they you called it the replicator on the Orville. They called it a matter synthesizer, where basically you could push a button and create anything, long as the idea, the concept of it was plugged into the synthesizer. I can't say that word. Long as the idea and the concept of it was plugged into the matter synthesizer. That's a hard word to say for me. Anyway, I'm black. Okay, that's messed up. Horrible. Scratch that. Y'all didn't hear me say that. But anyway, the once they were able to push a button and it could produce anything, then it was like no reason to work or make money or do anything. So basically, it just turned into just a overall net socialist society. When technology get that good, then yes, I hate to say it because I'm a capitalist, but socialism is inevitable. Once the technology gets that good, so yeah, Skynet. Yeah, and then we're in danger of Skynet. We're in danger of being in a full Skynet situation. So yeah. So when we get replicators, it's curtains. It's curtains. But let me get back into this. I think I lost some of the audience talking about Star Trek and the Orville and all of that stuff. But in these modern times, okay, getting back into modern times as it pertains to relationships and the social dynamics between men and women. Because I don't want to talk about capitalism and socialism, apparently. So let's get back. Let's get back to talking about these women. But no, real talk. Here we go.
You call somebody modern or you say you're traditional, what you're doing is refusing to acknowledge the things that have happened to Black people. Not just
See, now, when we criticize the concept of, where's the one I got up? When we criticize the concept of the modern woman, when we criticize that, what we are criticizing stuff like this. What he's trying to do is spin it into you criticizing the struggle. You see how he tried to put a splash of
your life because
a splash of the historical, what we've been through, type of spin on that
in your life. Choosing to acknowledge the things that have happened to Black people, not just in your life, because you think somehow what you've done in your life has allowed you to evade what has happened to all of us, and you haven't.
Wow.
I don't care.
Now, that has nothing to do with the criticism of the modern woman, the modern thought process, the modern concepts, the modern feminist ideals. That has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with us criticizing male-female social dynamics and relationships in a way that technically goes against nature. And what I mean by that when I say it goes against nature in the sense that regardless of how driven and how capitalist, a lot of these women that will, routinely vote for socialism, but they speak like capitalists, a lot of them, which is cool. I mean, I respect the speaking like capitalists. But what the thing is when we're talking about we're talking about the modern, men are speaking against the modern concepts. The modern concepts that go against nature. That's what I was trying to say. Modern concepts go against nature. No matter how industrious and driven and how much they want to accomplish, no matter what they want to do, there are certain things that go back to nature. They want them. I said this like 2 years ago, damn near 3 years ago. What do they want? At the end of the day, they at their core, they still at their core want a man who's technically smarter than them, who's more successful than them, who makes more money than them, who's more intelligent than them, who's bigger, stronger, faster, who technically does everything better than them, then nurse a baby, does everything better than them, then carry a baby on their hip like this. That's about the only thing that they don't want.
How much money
that man,
you make?
the only thing that they don't want this man to do better than them is breastfeed a baby and carry it on their hip. That's about the other than that. So when it comes to relationships and modern relationship, and you got the modern woman who her biology and her nature says she wants a strong masculine man leading her. When her nature and her biology says that, but when society and culture pushes for them to be like this, you see how they're in a weird situation. They're in a weird situation where they ain't thinking about men, they thinking about themselves. And that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But they're in a situation where they ain't thinking about men and they thinking about themselves, and they going out and getting themselves and they doing their own thing, and they out there on the market. They still having sex, they still hooking up with somebody. Somebody gonna end up knocking them up, and they're gonna end up, pregnant with a couple kids by a couple men, and then late while the clock is ticking, they want to fall back on that nature. They want to fall back on that nature late in the game. And then the men are saying that the man's natural nature, Darwinian call from within, unless he's cultured into thinking that all of that is okay, go ahead and hop on board with that modern woman. What he's thinking, his biology says, hopping in late, taking care of a woman's kids, and which she got eggs that are, she got her last 3 eggs that might get a kid out of it. That ain't really it. That ain't worth it. So it's creating a situation where men and women are going to be separate. We're going to be more separate. Well, men over here, women over there with the kids. And we know the outcomes and the results of that. We know the outcomes and the results of that. We know how that looks. We know how that plays out. And we know that if a society pushes for something more and the government incentivizes something more, if they subsidize something more, they're going to get more of it. Now you take those incentives and the incentivizing it and subsidizing it, and the family court pushing for it, and then you mix that with corporate media and propaganda pushing it like what we got right in front of us, and that does create a modern woman that a traditional or modern man. I mean, who knows what a modern man is? I have no idea. I don't know what they mean by modern man, but I'll just say a man. It's not going to. It's going to be less likely to want to be with. It's going to be less likely to be compatible with. That's what it's going to end up pushing for. Now, homeboy in this video that I got up is trying to do a whole rework and trying to go all the way back through history and go tell it on the mountain. And we can't deny modernity because that's the things that happened to us in the past has driven us to be modern. And if we had if being modern was moving in a direction that was working for Black people, in a way that makes sense, then I'm okay with it. There's obviously aspects of modernity that's good that we have to adapt to. I just talked about people, a lot of brothers, men right here on my channel, switching over, getting IT careers late in the game, much later in life. They switching over, they getting IT careers much later in life. Shout out to Christian Hutchinson putting 5 on it. I forgot. I'm bringing back the drops. Thank you for putting 5 on it. Bringing that back. RM, I got them in order. I got them in order down there, so feel free to click on them when somebody sends a super chat or when I call out a super chat. Click on that. Click on the amount. Click on that amount. But all right. So what we got here? What Christian talking about here? Let me see. He says, but Starfleet military was still put colonizing. Let me drop that down. Hold on, real quick, because I can't even see your super chat with that up. All right. It was blocking it on my end. Probably not on y'all end, but on my end, it was blocking it. All right. He says, but Starfleet military was still put colonizing the galaxy under guise of peace and science advancement. Colonizing the galaxy, they will put that on. Well, you could put that under peace and science advancement. I mean, that's actually, it's a good sales pitch. In the Orville, when they picked up a chick that was on some crazy planet that was doing crazy stuff. They picked her up, and she came on the Orville, and she saw the matter synthesizer, and she was like, "Ooh, I could take this back to my people, and they could use it, and then that will end all war and stuff like that because everybody have everything they want." So that was her thought process, and they explained to her why that wouldn't work because we're at the state rate of development that your people are at, your world is at. They'll just grab that. The powerful will get it and just use it to exploit everybody else, to just own a monopoly on everything. So if a civilization is ready for it, then it will work, and you could sell it that this is going to bring peace and end war. If we get to the point where we got matter replicators and stuff like that. But we probably far away from that one. We probably far away. We probably got a ways to go before we get there. But it's interesting. But shout out to you. Appreciate you coming through with the with that. Shout out to who we got in here. We got Java Joe in the building.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything.
Now that one was funny. When somebody dropped a $10 super chat, I'll play the what you get for $10 thing. I gotta find another one for that one. I gotta find another one for $10. I don't know if I want to see the Vietnamese prostitute every time somebody drop a $10 super chat. I'm kind of tired of her. I don't think y'all tired of her. It's $10 nation over here. $10 nation. Y'all with it. Y'all with it. Shout out to the international tricks. All right. Java Joe in the building says, you raise an interesting question, BR. Does hypergamy survive in a socialist system? No, it doesn't. Depending on if we're talking about like Star Trek socialism, the Orville socialism, hypergamy will not survive. And the reason being, well, it will survive in terms of status, not in terms of money, because everybody will have everything and everybody will have the same thing. So now to scratch their hypergamous itch, it will be about, okay, what does this man do and how good is he at it? Oh, he plays the violin. How good is he at this violin? Oh, he's the best violin player and he's the best violin player. He's the best at, and he's well known and respected for doing this thing, and everybody knows him for doing this thing, and so that status, or he move up to some high rank, like if he's captain of a starship or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It'll be stuff like that gives a man status, that makes a woman, status would scratch the woman's hypergamous itch in that situation, sort of like it still does today. But status don't always come with money, and so a man with money, that kind of gives him status. So those are the things that would scratch the man's hypergamous itch. Or it could go the other way. I know it's a lot of people to say, oh, you take money completely off the table, we in Star Trek socialism, it's going to be whoever got that game, whoever got the mouthpiece, got your collar popped, and could game them chicks. It could very well turn into that. All right. It could very well. So it'll probably be a mixture of game and mouthpiece mixed with status. It kind of like that now. But I think in a true Star Trek socialist society, it will be that, but on steroids. Shout out to Hoop Jargon in the building with dropping his last $2.
These last $2. I'm not gonna lose.
He says, since the drops are black, play my Johnny. Right on. All right. Shout out to Lil Big. I gotta hit you up, Lil Big Nate. Gotta hit you up. Gotta hit you up. Oh man, get out of there. He said the Starship Pookies. Starship Pookies. It'll be so. Listen. When we get to that point where some matter replicators, all the ain't shit, shiftless, do nothing Negroes will be like, yes, we have outlasted. we have made it to we have finally arrived. We've been trying to get by not doing nothing. Now we don't have to do anything. We could just push a button and it will just produce whatever we want. We got it. Now it's all about that mouthpiece. Now that's all about that mouthpiece. That yeah, it will be Starship Pookies, no doubt, no doubt.
Family.
Yeah.
What's actually modern is that black women have had to evade what has happened to all of us, and you haven't. I don't care
Wow.
how much money you make, family.
Yeah.
What's to black people, not just in your life, because you think you call somebody modern or you say you're traditional, what you're doing is refusing to acknowledge the things that have happened to black people, not just in your life, because you think somehow what you've done in your life has allowed you to evade what has happened to all of us, and you haven't. I don't care how much money you make, family.
Yeah.
What's actually modern is that black women have had to stand on their own in roles that they probably shouldn't have had to stand in,
Thank you.
and black
Lord.
men have been attacked and kept from the roles that
Lord
probably
have
would have
mercy.
allowed our black women to be soft.
Jesus.
That's a
Thank
fact
you,
of where we are,
Tris.
not
Woo!
nobody's opinion.
All right. I do have a certain amount of disdain for those arguments, because what those arguments do is it tries to, in some historical context, try to collectivize an excuse. That's what that tries to do. It tries to collectivize an excuse. All right. It's 25-year-old women. It is a year of 2023. Always take your time and do the math. A woman who's 25 years old, what year was she born? Think about it. What year was she born? She was damn near born in the 2000s. She was damn near born in the 2000s. So, like, a woman who's 30, like, what was she born? 1993? Like, seriously? So it's like you can't. I'm sorry. That the modern woman don't get to have that all my life I had to fight excuse. I'm sorry, you don't. You can't be a modern woman but also got that all my life I had to fight energy. Like, no. It's like those two things contradict each other. There was a time, and the 80s was wild, okay? I will grant that the 80s was wild. I was born 1982. All right. I was born 1982. So I was a kid growing up in that wildness. All right. I was a kid growing up in that wildness. So there's a certain element of it that where I understand and I sympathize with general plight. I understand and I sympathize with general plight that a lot of us, a lot of people went through some things. A lot of people went through some things. But when we're talking about modern women, we're talking about we're not talking about the modern struggle. I mean, we're not talking about the struggle of old. We're not talking about that, because there's nothing in the struggle of old that says that you should do something like this. It's nothing in the struggle of old that says something like this should be done, that you should approve a cover of a photo that makes you look 6'5" and your man look 5'1" and look like your stud girlfriend carrying your ex-boyfriend's baby on your hip. It's nothing in the struggle of old that we went through that we had to rise up from, coming out of the Jim Crow South. Cut it out. Cut it out. Like, no, we're talking, when we're talking about modern women, we're talking about the egalitarian feminist ideals that makes a man like Dwayne Wade, who was raised by his father, mind you, be with a woman who does things to, I would say, in a very flippant way, kind of disrespect him. That, like Boosie been calling out his family forever, but Gabrielle Union is the one that finally responds and says something, not that Dwayne Wade. We blame Gabrielle Union for it. D Wade just, being fully okay, son in a dress and everything. You know, we blame Gabrielle Union for that, but you know, but I think it's I think it's just the overall modern man, psyops, the psyops that these modern times put on modern men that makes a man like ASAP Rocky. That makes a man like ASAP Rocky saying, yes, I'm going to get in this photo. I'm going to approve this photo of me being in the background, looking like her stud girlfriend with her ex-boyfriend's baby on my hip. That's that's what we're talking about. We're talking about things like that. We're talking about the things that they do, the mindset that they carry to where they're acting, they operate in a way to where it's like, the hell with men, give or take, depending whether or not I need them. And then when the clock is ticking and eggs is drying up, okay, I need them. Come be with me, but stand behind me and hold my baby on your hip, nigga. It's like that. Like that's what we're talking about when we're talking about modern women. We're not talking about. Don't try to pull Jim Crow into it. All right. Don't try to pretend like 25-year-old women, grew up in the 2000s, became a teenager in freaking 2013. Don't give them some all my life I had to fight origin story. Don't give them that, hey, Sister George, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. I didn't miss you, but hey. Anyway. All right. I lightweight miss Sister George, just slightly. Just a pinch. Just a pinch. But all right. Anyway. They try to sprinkle Jim Crow on it. They try to sprinkle some Jim Crow on it. That's what they try to do.
So when you call somebody modern, you calling somebody knowledgeable.
Hold up, let me pull that down. Get to that, drop that down if you can. Well, nope, I got to it first. All right.
That's a fact of where we are, not nobody's opinion. So when you call somebody modern, you calling somebody knowledgeable of the current circumstances of our community.
Of the current circumstances, what about now?
What about now in being modern in a what about now, knowledgeable of the current circumstances? That's being knowledgeable of the current circumstances, saying that, a guy figuring out that, okay, instead of paying, going $80,000 in debt, getting a sociology degree, it probably make more and make 50K off of that, if that, maybe 60K. It probably will make more sense for me to spend 3 to 6 months, maybe less, getting a CDL license and then making anywhere from 80 to 120K driving a truck versus going $80,000 in debt and being in school. Instead of doing this, getting into IT, because that's kind of where things are going, where things are headed. Like those are modern decisions. Those are modern decisions. The attitudes and behaviors of women that are diametrically opposed to what men want, that's not them behaving in a modern way, in a modern way out of necessity. In a modern way out of necessity. This is the right thing to do. This is what we need to do. This is what we need to do to progress. It's like they do that it's like he's aiding and abetting them in their whole little, spin move tactic that they're ultimately trying to do. That's essentially what's going on there. We know what the modern woman is. When we talking about the modern woman, we're talking about the modern woman that want to have from 20 to 37, from the age of let's say she lost her virginity at 17. She want to have her from 17 to 35 years old whole phase, and then somebody come wipe her up after the fact. Like that. That's when we're talking about modern woman. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about modern woman. Shout out to Lou Casely in the building, coming through, dropping $5 on the super chat. Do appreciate that. And RM, I got to beat you to it. Hold on. Shout out to Luke Casey coming through, dropping 5 on it. Great Britain in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Seeing a few people I haven't seen in here in a minute. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. What we got going on in the chat room? Let me peek in on the chat. Says he spend more time cultivating his beard than his Hey man, hey, don't get off the beard dudes, man. I'm trying to be like him. But my beard like get to this length, maybe an inch longer, then it just stop. And then it start falling out. And then I start looking like Anthony Hamilton for like a week or 2 weeks or a month, then it grow back. It's like the beard game is hard. That's why I actually sympathize with them when they try to grow their natural hair. Because like black folks' hair, some people it just don't do like it's supposed to do. This dude got Indian in his family. I don't know how I gotta do some research. I gotta figure out how they be getting them some of them beards just be looking real glued on, real sewed and stitched on. I don't know how they do it. Don't hate on the beard game. Do not hate on the beard game. That's all I'm saying. I had to call Game Changer. Our Game Changer was hating on beards, and I just had to ask him directly, Game Changer, can you grow a full beard? And then it was like dead air for like 3 seconds, and then he confessed that he couldn't grow a full beard. So Clue said a Lapeef certified beard game. Yeah, you gotta have a beard to be on Lapeef. It's all it is. Like I tried to get on there, and then they had me come and cam up, in the back, and all of them came down and they looked and they examined my beard and they said, dude, your beard is not up to code. It's not. So we can't have you come on here. You can't come on here. You can get your beard game up and then you can come on Lapeef. Let's talk. Okay, I'm lying. That didn't happen. that didn't happen. I'm just playing. I made that up. But I said it before, just clowning them. They no nothing but respect to them brothers. They do great work over there. But they do look like they be in a damn disguise. Like they got the glasses on, they got the hat on low, and they got the beard. You can't see nothing but like right in there. That's all you can see. Like they could rob a bank and then just cut their beard off, take their glasses off, take their hat off, and you wouldn't know who they was. You wouldn't know who they was. They be on there in disguise. They be on there in disguise. Shout out to the Lapeef Network. But no, I'm trying to be like them when I grow up with the beard game. But the Clue channel in the building says Lapeef certified beard game. Appreciate you. All right, getting back into it.
Refuse to change, that means you're not the man you think you are. Because a man knows his surroundings and adjusts accordingly to survive and keep the best interest of his people at the forefront.
Whoo! Now, what does that adjustment mean? He said, if you can't adjust to what's going on in these modern times, and you're not the man you think you are, because I don't know if he used the term, but he might as well have said, a real man will adjust and do what he have to do for the best interest of his people. Does that adjustment mean this? Does that adjustment mean get behind that woman, let that woman lead you? And put on a patent leather outfit in the summertime on the beach and carry a baby on your hip with I would say a Photoshop photo that make you look 5'1" and make your woman look 6'5" and leading you. That reminds me of that when Drake was in that beef with Meek Mill. I said this at the beginning of the show. I got to say it again. When he was in that beef with Meek Mill, was married to Nicki Minaj, and he said, shout out to my boss bitches, wife and niggas. That's what this picture looked like. That's what this picture looked like. They even said that's that's what everybody been ultimately saying, that's what this is supposed to exude, the boss bitch. I think a lot of dudes are okay. If a woman working, she bringing some money to the table, that money is edifying and helping to build your kingdom and whatnot. Shout out to Christian Hutchison in the chat room. That's a brother who, I ain't telling his business because he came on here and talked about it. He owned a lot of real estate and property and whatnot. Got a net worth somewhere in the millions in his neighborhood. in his neighborhood. Everybody ain't millionaires. I mean, as far as net income coming in, they're him and his wife combined for, well into the hundreds of thousands. I'm not gonna put that number out there, but they're not rich as far as money coming in. They're rich in terms of their net worth in terms of property that they own. They're millionaires in terms of their properties that they own. So he lives in a neighborhood where people, husband and wife probably combined for 250,000 or more. He says in those type of neighborhoods, all the wives work. So let's examine that one. All right. Christian wife works, but it's no question of who's leading that family. His wife brings income into the household. And according to what Christian said, the way people think they really make that kind of money, if the woman has a skill set to where she can make $125,000 a year, you're not going to leave that on the table. You're just not going to indefinitely leave that on the table. That's the mindset of how a lot of people operate. That's the mindset of how a lot of people operate in that situation. I understand the concept. If a guy making a lot of money and the wife could be a full-time mother and take care of the kids, I think there's beauty in that. There's beauty in that, and I do genuinely like to see that. I do genuinely like to see that. All right. But at the same time, if a lot of the situations that like what Christian described in his neighborhood, a lot of those situations, you got a man making, $150,000, $170,000 a year, and a woman pulling $110,000 a year, you're not going to take that much money away from your family. Her ass is going to work. So Christian is technically a millionaire. Ain't no technical to it. He's a millionaire. His woman works. She adds income to the household, but there's no question of who's leading the household. The modern things that they're pushing for is modern things that look like this. That's the psyops that they're trying to spin and put on us. That's the psyops that they're trying to spin and put on us. Hey, and I'm sitting here missing super chats. Let me get to it. My man, Great Britain in the...
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything.
I gotta find another one for that. I don't like the Filipino, the Vietnamese prostitute. Yeah, I like her though. But that was the $10 super chat. Call music, so to speak. But Great Britain in the building says, I miss the times when men were traditional, creating Black Wall Street, Harlem Renaissance, and 81% marriage rate. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing. And I don't think just saying niggas ain't shit is a acceptable. That's a univariate analysis as to why that marriage rate is not at 80%. I always say, did she leave you and the kids, or did he leave you and the kids, or did you leave him and take the kids with you? I always say that it's a multivariate analysis when it comes to the breakdown in families in the Black community. But that's not exactly the show right now. I might get into that. But he says modern women are liberated more than ever and nowhere close to those men beard bros. Hold on, wait, I can't. Let me drop that down so I can fully read what you're saying. I couldn't fully read what you were saying. He says, I miss the times when men were traditional, creating Black Wall Street, Harlem Renaissance, and 81% marriage rate. Modern women are liberated more than ever and nowhere close to those men beard bros. Yeah. No, got it. I read it right. It was something blocking it, and I kind of just had to guess. What you said. But yeah, I'm not. When I was talking about the beard dudes with Lapeef, I was just joking. But homeboy right there, aside from his beard, he's on some simping stuff. He's making it seem like he's making the go tell it on the Martin what we've been through as a people argument to try to justify more modern fuckery from modern women. That's essentially what I gathered that he's doing there. But shout out to who else we got in this joint? My man, where we at? I can't find my Okay, Great Britain right there. My man Roddy Guy podcast in here dropping $5. He says, called homeboy with the beard that was on there with Ace Metaphor, called him Diet Derek Jackson. Yeah. You can't go full Derek Jackson. That's like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Never go full retard. You can't go full Derek Jackson. They like we've made enough counter arguments to where they know they look stupid going full Derek Jackson. So yeah, they gotta diet that Derek Jackson. Gotta diet Derek Jackson that thing. Shout out to Captain. Shout out to Captain Cisco with the $5 super chat. He says, so you was born in 82. Do you remember when Ninja Turtles? Of course I remember when Ninja Turtles came out. My best Christmas ever to this day is when my mom, she shocked me. I didn't see this coming at all. I almost cried. She got me all 4 Ninja Turtles and Shredder. I was best Christmas ever. I can't ever remember a moment of being that damn happy. I mean, if I won $1 million, if somebody walked in here and just gave me $1 million check, like that's what it would take to bring me that much joy that I received on that day when I got all 4 Ninja Turtles and Shredder for my birthday. I mean, not birthday, Christmas. Remember when Ninja Turtles came out and Ghostbusters in 1985. I remember Ghostbusters, but I don't remember the moment that Ghostbusters came out. But obviously I remember. But Ninja Turtles, I remember when the first cartoon aired. I remember the first episode. Like I was on that. But no, yeah, we rocked with Ghostbusters back in the day, no doubt. But shout out to you. Appreciate everybody who's supporting the stream. Appreciate everybody who's supporting the stream. My man Hoop Jargon in here with the $5 super chat. Says it's like he has the right. Okay, it says it's like he has the right scope, but the absolute wrong conclusions. His takes start fine, but they land horribly. Yeah, that's why I think that's what you were saying, the fence straddling thing. I don't even think they started that fine. I really don't. I don't think they started off that fine, but I mean, it's the argument that he's trying to make. That's the way that you try to make it. You got to frame it in a certain way. And when you frame something in a certain way, it's always the potential chance that you're making a very contrived argument. It's always a potential chance that you're making a very contrived argument that may very well not be as grounded in reality. So that's, that's that. I'll just leave it there. I'll just say that and leave that there, and then keep it moving. Keep it moving right along. But I think this is pretty much towards the end of this clip.
You're not modern, you missing the point, bro.
If you're not modern, you missing it. Because that is current. What is happening now? This is what we in now.
At the end when they said, Ace Metaphor acting like they just dropped straight bars. He oops, pow, surprise. Like come on, man. You ain't hear nothing that damn special. But all right. We at the 1 hour and 13-minute mark. I'll put the link in the chat. Anybody wants to join the stream and have your say on this? We did a full deep dive, detailed analysis of the Rihanna ASAP Rocky Vogue cover. The Rihanna ASAP Rocky Vogue cover. Come on up and have your say on this. But while I wait for you guys to come on up and have your say on things, I will definitely run through a number of things. We're gonna run through that Nia Long thing that I didn't get a chance to dive into. That Nia Long thing I didn't get a chance to dive into. We gotta touch on that. But shout out to my man, I don't even know who this is, Ken with the $20 super chat.
I want 150,000. So we can start out of court right now for $20.
Man, get your
shout out. Appreciate you. Let me move something real quick. Hold on. Move that real quick so I can see it. That'd be blocking my way, but it don't block yours. But he says, the movie that made my life a living hell was Colors. he says, if any black nerd made it out of the 80s, God bless them. Yeah, the 80s was rough. 80s was rough in many ways. And you want to know why the 80s was rough? Because when the term 1950s housewife, that carried over into the 60s, that ended into the 70s. The 80s was the first generation of black people that was born into the era without the two-parent household. That's why the 80s was rough. The 80s was that first generation of people that basically became young adults, growing, after the second wave of second wave of feminism, second wave feminism in the 70s, the free love movement in the 70s. This is all post civil rights movement, integration and everything, and the culture and everything changed, and things started evolving, things started getting more modern. The free love movement, that was the first slut walk movement. Let's keep it real. That was the first slut walk movement. The people in the 80s were the aftermath of all of that. The teenagers in the 80s, in the crack era, the ones out there selling the crack in the crack era, those were the kids that came from those movements from the late 60s and the 70s. You see, and then my generation, we was the kids that was born into that, those and that ultimately became the group that the Biden crime bill had to mass incarcerate a bunch of Negroes. So it's like all of that was that domino effect. But the 80s was ground zero. The 80s was ground zero. But we got Christian Hutchinson in the building. Let me blow that up. What's going on? What's going on?
Afternoon, afternoon in 1 minute, but afternoon. So good show. So I actually, believe it or not, so I'm going to be contrarian, but I actually do feel this way. I actually do not have an issue with this image on the surface of what is actually happening here. Now, the messaging, if people actually, so let me start off first. I have no issue with with Rihanna being front and center on the cover of Vogue at the beginning of New York Fashion Week, since she just played the Super Bowl. This was all coordinated. And
hold on, nobody has an issue with her being on the cover of Vogue front and center. That wasn't the issue.
I get.
I'll let you lay it out. I'll let you lay it out.
And she's probably one of the most recognizable. If your woman is just played the Super Bowl, she's a billionaire. She's one of the most recognizable people on the planet, and all this sort. And she's in the fashion industry, and she's a relatively power player within that industry. Her being front and center on the cover of Vogue, and you walking behind her, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that concept. I get it. What's going on here now?
Okay.
In terms of,
if he was, no, go ahead and land the plane. Go ahead and land the plane.
Now, this is when you start talking about the overall imagery. So, for instance, would Tom Brady have done this with Giselle? That's that. Now, when we actually, that's what I started thinking about. Would Tom Brady done this with Giselle, because Giselle obviously was more popular. She had more money. She's in the fashion industry. Giselle has more money than Tom Brady. Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn it.
That's why everyone said it was unfair that he could for the Patriot when he was with the Patriots, because he could take $5-10 million less because his wife had more money than him.
Oh.
Yeah, because people say, oh, he has a defense and he can get a receiver and this. Well, yeah, because if your wife makes $50 million a year and you make 35, you can leave $5 million on the table to get you some help.
No, okay. Well, I mean, I understand. No, that's an interesting point, and I understand the logic of their argument. But Tom Brady said before, when he got his 5th Super Bowl ring, and they said that, man, you finally caught Joe Montana, and he said, I'm not chasing Joe Montana. I'm chasing Jordan. So Brady, I think Brady would have took that less money. I mean, you play 20 years in the NFL, you sitting on 100 million. What's an extra 5 million? You'll give up 5 million to increase your chance of being immortalized as the most winningest Super Bowl winningest starting quarterback ever. So yeah.
Obviously, I mean, LeBron did the same thing. We went down to Miami. LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. They they all took pay cuts. No, they all left about $5 million. They all left about $8 million a year, $8 million over the life of a 4-year contract. They left that on the table. That way they could all sign together. Which
you do that in the name of career and legacy and winning and all of that stuff. But see, okay, I don't.
You don't want to derail. Anyway,
I'll let you finish your argument and land the plane. I give my rebuttal to it. But go ahead. I mean, so you're saying it's you don't got a problem with her being on the front and center, man standing in the back, and because it is fashion, it's Vogue, it's Fashion Week. That's that's her Super Bowl kind of. So yeah, she's supposed to be out in front. That's your general argument.
Yeah, and Rihanna is, let's put it like this. ASAP Rocky could be walking down the street and people might not know who that is, but pretty much everybody will know who Rihanna is. Okay. There's a major power dynamic going on here where Rihanna is definitely where Rihanna is definitely the person out front in this relationship. The issue I have with this is that it will permeate down to the lower classes, and women who are a CNA making 45 grand a year thinks that this transfers to her husband, who is a truck driver making 72 grand, and she's saying, "Yeah, see, look at ASAP Rocky. He's letting Rihanna, run the show," and that's not their situation.
All right, here's my deal with and my issue with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but here's my issue with it. It's not just that she's up front. Like, put it like this: if she would have been front and center in the picture, and he just would have been standing in the back in a masculine pose, I would understand that. I would understand that. It's the simple fact that, and RM, drop that banner down. It's like it's the whole framing of it. I mean, he looks like her stud lesbian girlfriend carrying her ex-boyfriend's baby.
But he always looks like this, though.
No. It's like everything about it. And I know enough about Photoshop to know they blew her up and made her look bigger, but the fact that she's still holding his hand, it makes it look like they're still optically in the same frame. But they blew her up, they blew her up, made her look bigger. They shrunk him and made him look smaller. They made her look 6'5", and he looked like her 5'2" girlfriend carrying the baby on his hip. And it's like, no, they didn't just say Rihanna is the star. No, they're saying we're putting your man in the feminine position. And I'm not even blaming I'm blaming them, because they had to approve it. So he's clearly in a feminine, non-masculine position. I've seen men support their woman, where the woman is up front doing something, but the man is there. He understands it's her big day. He don't got to be in front, but he don't gotta look like the lesbian girlfriend carrying the ex-boyfriend's baby on his hip either. It's like the whole thing with that, and her holding his hand, the optics of that. I'm leading him. I'm out in front. I'm bigger than him. I'm the masculine one. I'm leading him. It's like it's the full manifestation of the boss bitch. It's not just the boss bitch. I'm going to be successful in corporate America. It's the boss bitch, and I'm going to make my man a lesser bitch than me. It's like that's what this says. And that's bigger than just, oh, it's her big day. Let her have her thing up front.
So I would have no problem with the concept of Rihanna is running this relationship, because of the power dynamics that are in. You have to understand the power dynamics in play. Like, A$AP Rocky might be worth like $6 million, $8 million, maybe 10, right? She's worth the bill. Like this is there's a.
All right. Okay, but where do we draw the line? Is okay? Do we put on a dress and she put on a coat?
Well, he already wears dresses.
A mechanic's. Do they take a picture with her in a mechanic's coverall outfit and he put on a dress? Where do we draw the line with her running the relationship her running the relationship and the optics that they put out? I understand there's a such thing as if a millionaire woman make Rihanna's a billionaire. So if a
Yeah.
billionaire woman marry a millionaire man, okay. Me as a man, I don't. She ain't running me. I just, it is what it is. If she thinks she about to run me, then we ain't. Then hey, we don't got to be in a relationship. But I understand there's a such thing as she got so many assets and things in her control and decisions that she have to make, that she got to make. She got her own team of advisors that manage her career and her money and her finance and her investments, and she got to make big decisions. And I get that. And you're a man who also has to make big decisions, but her big career decisions are bigger than yours. I get that. But I don't, to me, that doesn't translate to from just the pure physical standpoint, the biological standpoint, the nature standpoint of us being in a relationship is not me behind you and I'm you holding my hand and guiding me and leading me. It's like that's what they're saying, and that's where I draw a line, and that's the psyops, and that's the part I just made it to the part where I agree with you on, is that is going to trickle down, like some trickle down economics. That is going to trickle down to other relationships and women who just got regular ass jobs but still got the boss bitch mentality and all of that. They think that they supposed to be running their man. It manifests in the attitude and how they talking to their man and getting all in his face and fingers waving and all of that. Yeah, no, I get all of that, but I think that's why you don't approve those optics. If they can't control right now at this point how much more money she makes than him, and how big and how successful and how powerful she is compared to him. But if a damn sure can control the optics, I remember, even though it's a lot of stuff that proved that Serena Williams' husband is a beta male, when they got married. Okay, I don't know that for sure. It's just a few. It was a few weak moments I saw. Like it's a video where somebody walked by the table when they out to eat and just snatched her cell phone, and they didn't see it. And then when she realized her cell phone was missing and she realized that somebody stole her shit, she got up and chased down the dude. Her man didn't even get up. It was a weird thing, and she didn't even have the inclination to say, "Baby, he got my cell phone." No, she just got up and chased the dude down and got her cell phone back. So, and he just sitting there. He didn't even, he was sitting there like a woman, like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" It's like so yeah. I mean, there's some stuff that make me think that he's a weak dude, but I'm not even trying to make that case. But either way it go, from an optic standpoint, when their relationship or marriage was first announced, what was the first picture they put out there? I ain't quick enough to pull it up, but one of the first pictures they put up there was a picture of them with him carrying her. Like, that picture exists. It's out there, like him. And it looked funny because she looked physically bigger than him. Like, he didn't really look like strong enough. I mean, he probably held his smile together for the picture and then put her down and was like, "Whoo, shit, damn, bitch, you heavy." But so
he's not a big guy. But ASAP's not a big guy. He's not that big of a guy anyway.
But that's my point. No, I'm talking about Serena Williams.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
I'm talking about Serena Williams. Her man, who's not that big of a guy, and Serena Williams is a big of a woman. The optics that they wanted to put out there, the first picture that they wanted to put out there, was him carrying her, to try to send a message that, yes, I'm a big superstar. Yes, I got, Dwight Howard shoulders and all the whole works, because I'm an athlete and everything. But my man, I'm small in the arms of my man. Like that's the optics that they deliberately tried to put out there, even though that may not be the true picture of reality of their relationship. That's what they wanted. That's what Serena Williams and her husband, I can't think of his name, Chris Ohanski or something, I don't know, but
Alex Ohanian.
Alex, yeah, something. Heineken, I don't know his name, but that's the optics that they wanted to put out there. They deliberately put those optics out there. So that's why I say, for them to go and deliberately put these optics out there, I'm just saying that says something. That definitely says something.
I get it. Actually, I think this is the private chat, the picture you're talking about.
What'd you say?
The picture that you're talking about is in the private chat with Serena and her.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Hold on. Let me see if I could if I can be quick enough with the trigger to get this up on the screen. I kind of do this StreamYard thing at a high level, I could shit, I ain't got it. Damn it. It's not ready to go. But Wait, no, I could. Okay, I was going to try to upload it and make it just pop right up, but no, I could do it like this. I wanted to make it. I wanted to do a upload, but I can't. Wanted to upload it, but I can't. But this is come on. Where is it at? I know I'm sharing the screen. There it is. Hold up. There it is right there. That's essentially that's the picture right there. That's what they hold on. Where I mean, because I don't know how good y'all can see that. Let me try to make it a little more visible. See the
He's
whole
tall.
picture.
Is he like 6'4"?
It don't matter. ASAP Rocky's taller than Rihanna. I don't think he's 6'4". I've seen them standing next to each. I mean, she's like 5'10", 5'11". I've seen them standing next to each other. They look roughly the same height. Probably 6 feet tall. Either way it go, these are the optics that they wanted to put out. Because you got Serena Williams, who's practically, who's physically just a mutant. And I'm not saying that in an insulting way. I'm saying like she's a genetic freak in terms of her, physicality.
She's basically the size of an NFL safety. I mean,
exactly.
But she's
exactly. But either way it go, this is one of the first pictures that they put out there that basically saying that conveys the message that yes, my arms and shoulders are bigger than his. Yes, I'm a superstar athlete. Yes, I'm the best female athlete ever. Yes. I'm still small in the arms of my man. Like that those are deliberate optics that they went for. Deliberate optics. That's not an accident that they did that. So that's why when I look at the ASAP Rocky Rihanna cover right there, it's like, no, those are certain optics that are being put out. Those are certain optics that's being put out. And I don't even think these optics are that damn true in their relationship. This is my hunch. I don't know it for sure. I don't think that's even, accurate picture of their relationship, but that's what they want to put out. That's what they want everybody to see. That's their deliberate, thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's obviously there's a larger context of the willingness to amass, the willingness, Alex Ohanian, he's not willing to be. When him and Serena did that photo shoot, they were like, okay, we're not going to put him in a position to look a certain way, but Rihanna was willing to do the same to ASAP Rocky. And again, I still looking at it as the power dynamics between the two relationships are so extreme. I get why that happened. And I'm saying everything makes sense in a certain degree in context. In context of their relationship in this situation, I get it. I'm actually not too upset about it. But what I don't like is, like you said, the trickle down. It's going to trickle down into other stuff. And that's just like, it's absurd when you start saying, again, we just talk about average people living their average lives. They're going to look to this as a cue for how things should work.
Right on. That's the part of it where I definitely agree with you. Well, what I'm going to do, temporarily move on. If somebody else want to come up and give their take on the whole give their take on the album cover, but I'm going to move on to something. You can kind of stay up. You can stay up on this one. This is something that kind of came through the pipeline a little while ago. Well, a few days ago, I think. The whole Nia Long situation. The whole Nia Long situation where she admitted that when she was in high school, she had a 32-year-old boyfriend and her mom was good with it. So we're gonna roll gonna roll that. Let's go.
Wasn't the girl that ever went to prom. Like, my boyfriend was 30 when I was in high school. I know my mother was crazy, but you know what? I would never ever I mean that in a good way. Like, she was an artist. She was like, well, if that's who you love, baby. And he was so good to me and kind and like, you right?
Hey, that's wild so far. We'll get commentary on that, but GC just came up, and I don't know. Did you come up on? Did you want to give your take on the Rihanna ASAP Rocky Vogue cover?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, actually. All right. So yeah, we'll circle back to that, and we'll come back to the Nia Long thing. That's an interesting one. So we don't keep that one in the chamber. But go ahead. What's your thoughts? What's your take on that? And I see people coming through on the super chat end. I will get to all the super chats. All the super chats will be gotten to. So just give me a second on that. But go ahead, GC. What you got on this?
Yeah, I think that both of them. I mean, I'm going to give Rihanna the benefit of the doubt, and it's not just 'cause I want to bite her ass. I'm going to give.
Wait,
her...
hold on. You've been saying for a while that you want to bite Rihanna ass. I think the stock in the biting of her ass has to be going down at this point, right?
Well, now that she's pregnant a second time, yeah, it is. But I'd still give it a good nibble.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, carry on.
Yeah. So, but no, I think that she just didn't understand, like, what she was doing, which is bad in and of itself. But there's a greater thing going on, that Christian was touching on, and the image of it, the optics, will not only convince the regular women, and by that I mean regular earning women, that they should be in that position. It's also going to convince them to wait it out. Because every young woman that's light-skinned to think that she's going to be Rihanna one day, they do. They think that one day they're going to grow into Rihanna, which means that they're going to wait and freeze their eggs and wait until they are a billionaire and they can walk around with their husband on a flesh leash. That's what they're hoping for, and it's really just causing havoc. It's causing problems in the psyche of modern women. It's unfortunate but true.
Yeah. I think y'all are giving a lot of benefit of the doubt to. Well, it's not like, I mean, I already talked to Christian. I think we kind of squared, landed the plane and had our agreement and some slight differences there. So I won't even bring back up what Christian was saying. But to what you just said, why do you think that she know not what she do in that when it comes to that photo?
Quite frankly, I don't think that she's bright enough, and I really think that she just kind of like grew up in this world. And also, well, it's not even a matter of intelligence. I think that she probably is bright, but smart people are smart enough to know to let the specialists do their specialty. Like, a fool would be the one that just kicked the mechanic from out under the hood and say, I'll take care of this, or just shove the doctor aside and say, I'll be delivering this baby. Like, that's an idiot. So I think that she trusts her publicists and her people to a fault in decisions like this. So, yeah.
Okay, so her publicists and her people are the ones who saw the picture of her husband looking like her butch lesbian girlfriend who's carrying her ex-boyfriend's baby on his hip, on her hip, and the publicist who said, "Excellent, that's exactly what we're looking for," and they just gave it to her, and she just said, "Oh, okay, all right, if you think that's good, all right." So that's your theory on it.
My theory is that the people that made her a billionaire signed off on this.
Ooh, okay. Okay, all right. I understand that. I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. And that does put it okay, so that puts the modern artist in a position where one, you could bring back out something that I said before where I was like, I'm taking they out of it. These is black folks making decisions. Because she has to approve it, but she has to approve it. That means the publicist has to approve it, and the publicist and all the people that manage her, they made her billionaire. So I'm going to just basically lean with and rock with whatever y'all say, even if it make my husband look like a bitch.
Yeah.
So once we get to that point of even if it make my husband look like a bitch, then I apply culpability.
No, I do.
I apply culpability to her and him, because I think any man, I don't care if you're with a woman that's worth $1 billion. If he got to see it at all, and his response wasn't, hold on, I understand the people that have helped you become a billionaire approve this, but you do realize it make me look like a bitch, right? If he can't look at that and say that and see that, then something is culturally wrong at the core of I guess I'll say some black men, and not most black men at this point.
Well, I'm not going to pretend to dig into the psyche of ASAP Rocky, but I think that he
we
don't.
digging to the
Yeah,
psyche of everybody. Like, let's
yeah. What I
why
mean is,
dance around
I'm
it?
not familiar enough with his character to know, if he's a smart dude or anything like that, or if he actually understand power dynamics at work. But what I suspect, and this is about him and a lot of men his age, a lot of black men his age, is that they're so concerned with looking like a bad father, in the eyes of the public, the general public, the whole deadbeat black dad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, the abusive back, like, he's so concerned with that I think that he may have not even thought about that. He was more concerned about looking like a good father than um than a bitch.
Okay, you're talking about something that I talk about all the time, and
Mhm.
looking like a good father don't make you look like a bitch. And
No,
but
I
I
agree.
do
I agree. But
I
I'm saying, like, when given approval, he's just happy. He was just like, okay, I want to show the world that I'm there for the kids, and he's just like, okay, this does it. And then, like, later, he's like, oh damn, I kind of look like a bitch here.
no, it's no way I could look at that one time and not immediately say that. Like, they blew her up and made her look 6'5" and made him look 5'2", and she's walking out in front of him, and like she's leading him, and he's got the baby on the hip. Like, that's exactly how the structure of a family should be, in terms of, if she's a man and he's a woman, man, woman, child. It is the man leading the woman, woman leading the kid, and so, like, that's, and so that's what this is. That's what this is saying, and I don't buy the idea that this was missed by anybody. I don't buy the idea that this was missed by anybody. I think people are smart enough. Entertainers, I think. I mean, even though we have a tendency to think that they're dumb, they understand that their ability to make dollars is directly tied to their image. So it's like, I got technically I got no passes to give on that. I don't think they're just dumbfounded. I think that everybody involved, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky included, and even that damn big four-headed baby, everybody know what the hell going on there. But all right.
What I know I've already chimed in on this, but let's
I'm
play
sorry. I'm
this.
sorry for bringing the baby into it. That's an innocent bystander. I'm sorry.
I know I've already chimed in on this, but I guess another way I thought about this is, if this would if I would be more concerned if they had did this with, like, Steph Curry, Aisha Curry, and their kids. If it looked like that with them, like if she was on some little mother magazine and they did something like that, or I would be more concerned about this. But because it's Rihanna and because of her position within the marketplace, that's why I'm like, we can't get too high strung about this. That's kind of where I'm falling at it. If Steph Curry was like that with Aisha and their kids, I would be like, okay, this is straight programming.
Well,
Well,
they're
it's still
still
some.
programming. Every young light skinned girl thinks she's going to be Rihanna. So, there is still programmed. They're programming them to have this goal in mind.
Yeah, yeah, I get, we get that, but it's easier to convince someone they're not going to be Rihanna versus someone thinking that this is how the power dynamics of a relationship or household
All right.
operate.
So how much more money do a woman have to make than a man, in order for that man to say, "Hey, I got to put on this skirt and look like a bitch in this picture"? How much more money do a woman got to make than a man for him to be okay with it? It got to be a dollar amount. We got to draw a line somewhere.
Okay, all right, let's play this out. Okay, so all right,
You
so
trying to crunch the numbers?
all right, so if your wife is a cardiologist pulling in $750 a year, and you say you're a IT manager making $250, and she says put a skirt on, you might want to consider that.
Nope.
Unless, because there might be
Nope.
repercussions to your lifestyle. So let's break it down a
Nope.
little bit.
No. Because if we married, and you want me to put a skirt on, I'll put a skirt on in that courtroom and get her for half. How about that? don't try to grab your nuts on me because you make more money. I'll put the skirt on in the courtroom and be the docile, innocent woman, and she's abusing me with all her money and power, and I just don't know what to do. Yeah, god damn it, walk out of there with half.
Yeah, hey, if you can play it, then play it. There is a certain aspect to once someone has so much money and power and capability within the relationship that you are in support of whatever they're doing to keep that train running. So hopefully your cardiologist wife would not be telling you to do something like that, because then that just shows she just doesn't respect you at all. But it's still that dynamic is still not as far of a spread between what ASAP Rocky and Rihanna is. I mean, I'm just saying this power dynamic is so extreme that it's like you can't even normalize it. Is what I'm saying.
I think she still can be Rihanna. She still could be the boss bitch and the go getting industrious family woman and all of that. She could be all of that, and a photo could still not represent her husband, and it cannot just represent. And I'll use the term that I hate, black love, that badly.
Okay,
You know, they could have figured out a way to make sure she was front and center because she is the star, but not make it look like that. There's a way.
Yes.
There's an artistic.
Yes.
There's an artistic way to pull that off.
ASAP knows what he's doing. ASAP knows what he's doing. ASAP is happy to be that way, right?
Okay, so
there's no way a man doesn't
I gotta go. I'll say one last thing and I gotta drop. Just remember, Prince Philip followed behind Queen Elizabeth for 50, 60 years. He had to walk 2 steps behind his wife in public for 50, 60 years. And we watched that, and because everyone knows she's the queen. He wasn't King Philip, he was Prince Philip. That's true. And his own son outraged him. Because his own son outraged him, and it bothered him. So I gotta go.
Well, yeah, because we sing "God Save the Queen." We don't say, you know what I mean. When the Queen was with her husband, we sing "God Save the Queen."
What did that mean? When the Queen was with her husband, God save the Queen?
No, but that's what the song. That's what they sing. So if the national anthem is God, obviously now we have a king now because the Queen's dead. But it was God Save the Queen. He's just a king because he's her husband.
Okay, all right. Well, hold on. Before we dig into that one, let me not forget to get to the super chats. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. I already read Captain Cisco. Shout out to you. I already read Hoop Jar. I don't know if I've read Hoop Jargon. Where we at? I think this was Oh yeah, I already read that. Well, I'll read it again since it's up. It says it's like he has the right scope, but the absolute wrong conclusion. His takes start fine, but they land horribly. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. We also got in the building. Okay, I already read that one from Key Ken. I think I said your name wrong the last time. I think this is where I'm at. Shout out to Lion917 says, so in other words, if you don't buy into the modern mindset, no relationship for you. That seems to be a message. I think it's a coded message that ultimately saying that in this modern time, there are certain levels of submission that a man is expected and required to do in regards to his woman. But let me just clear that up. When I said I'll put on the skirt in divorce court. I don't operate like that. I don't think like that. But in the context that Christian was saying, that if I happen to be with a woman who's making that much more money than me and she's trying to pull her nuts out and wield that kind of power, yeah, I won't be with her. I flat out will not be with her if she think that she, making more money than me mean that she gets to pull her dick out. Like, no. And so in that situation, if we part of me does say that if I'm a man, if I go through a divorce with a woman that makes more money than me, I ain't even trying to take her money. Fuck your money. But another part of me like saying in the name of all the men that have been screwed over, go on and get her. Go on and get her for that money. So that's my.
I'm taking half, bro. I'm taking half.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if a woman earning like 100 times more than me,
I'm getting something
way more than me. Maybe I might put on a skirt.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
you're gonna put on a kilt. You're gonna put on a kilt and get 45% of it at least.
Well, they wear kilts in Scotland. I don't have a problem with a kilt. That's what I would put on. I would say no. I don't want to put a dress on. I put a kilt on though.
Right on. But all right, hold on. Let me get to the super chats real quick before we move it along. Let me get to the super chats real quick. We got Hoop Jargon.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon, just put his last $2 on it. Says Tom was making 15 million below a year. Huge cut. Oh, okay. See, yeah, I wasn't even. I kind of knew the deal with that. But I forgot about it. But yeah, Tom Brady was chasing Jordan, anyway, so yeah, he was willing to take that pay cut. But Dusty Nuts in the building says. Dusty Nuts in the building, paying my tuition, said puts 5 on it. Shout out to you. Jackie Jack with the $2 super chat.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Does Oprah do this to Stedman? I don't even think Oprah even appears in a photo with Stedman. I don't do she let him even like? It's like we know Stedman exists, but we don't see him nowhere. He ain't been on the cover of shit. But shout out to E. Capone putting 5 on it. It says I got 5 on it. BR absolutely. Freeman's Journal says there are community black men and there are black men. Choose your path, black men. Choose your path, black man. Salute Bernard Riley in chat. Support Black Male Media. Absolutely. And last but not least, my man Charles Merchant put $10.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Shout out to Charles Merchant putting $10 on it. Says no queen rules alongside a king because she emasculates every male in her midst. A power couple is a Disney illusion. Well, over in wherever the hell they was talking about, it was apparently a queen, was outranking I don't know how it work over there. I don't understand what royals do. I don't understand monarchs. I don't even pretend to understand it. But apparently there's a circumstance or a situation where a queen could... y'all explain it to me real quick. I don't even want to spend too much time on this, but explain that exact situation.
Elizabeth came to power after her father died.
Right.
So therefore,
her husband was not royal. He was just connected to her.
Exactly, yeah.
So what was his title?
Well, he was. So obviously he's German. I think he might have been a monarch in Germany, but he's not monarch. He's not monarch here.
Okay.
So
all right.
So therefore, that's correct. He can't inherit it anyway. So he's second. The queen has more power. Okay. Well, in a democratic capitalist system where there isn't a monarch, where it's not a monarchy and the rules of a monarch and all of that, I say that in a capitalist, democratic, free society, a man should be a man, even if his woman makes more money than him. You don't do nothing. You don't do that. That's just where I'm at. That's where I'm at. But either way, be that as it may, we got my man Judge Zilla in the building. So I'm definitely interested to hear what you got to say on this. So go ahead. You have the floor. You have the mic.
Hey, thank you for having me up. Let's see. Well, again, like I agree with what you're saying. They obviously Amazonianed her with the Photoshop so that she was from Themyscira, and and he came from the land of the pygmies. And it makes it look like, to me, it looks like, again, given the context of the time and given the landscape of the landscape that's typically in front of us, to me, it looks like the typical picture of the son husband. Like that's what it gives off to me.
That's exactly what it is. Don't forget that she had decent men to choose, and she chose a Pookie.
Well, that's an area where I'm kind of not knocking her on that. I mean, she chose another entertainer.
If you're gonna choose a Pookie, isn't like
well, he's controllable. He's controllable, isn't he?
Well, no. What I'm saying is to place it in that category. I mean, look, the $10 million Pookie.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't do that. Only way I will give somebody that label if they rich, if they own some, if they own some Future stuff, and even then, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, Future's an idiot. I said it once, I said it again. Him and Nick Cannon, they're gonna be tap dancing on stage just to break even to pay child support when all them chicks go left on them. So they stupid. They're stupid. But yeah, you had to be on that kind of. You have to be on that kind of shit for me to be like, nah, this is kind of goofy. This is kind of goofy. But so she got with a dude who, as far as I know, don't be in no trouble. She got with a dude who wears that image and uses it as, you know, his rap persona. I don't know what he actually. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. That part of it, I really don't care. That part of it, I'm past.
He's a billionaire and he's a millionaire, so obviously he should.
Yeah, but I'm past caring on that whole. She got with a Pookie argument. I'm done with that.
And she was running out of time, isn't she? She was running out of time. That's probably why she just accepted to get pregnant, because, like the great Kevin Samuel says, she was hitting the wall time.
Well, again, let's not rewrite history here, right? Like, she sampled plenty celebrity dick.
Yeah.
like she had her run. Like she's there's photo evidence of her being with a lot of potentials that she could, and she chose this guy for whatever fucking reason. Look, and again, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to put $10 million in Pookie in the same sentence. Like, you know, like, and this, again, I'm with Bernard here. I think this is more his business persona, doing business as ASAP Rocky, and his real name is Reginald, and that's who he really is. You know, I don't know what his I don't know what his real name is.
Reginald Banks or some shit. He came from a good family. Actually, low key, a lot of them rappers be coming from good families.
You mean like Papa Doc?
Yeah, Clarence.
Yeah, Clarence.
Clarence' parents has a real good marriage or something. I forgot the lines. I forgot the bars exactly, but yeah.
The other thing is the other point that you brought up, right, with the skirt dress photo shoot thing.
Yeah.
And so I guess I pose this to you. I understand what you're saying about the imagery and the image of things going out there, but to put it in context, much like Brady, right? Brady knew what people thought of him, right? Brady knew that he's definitely going to have a career after football.
Okay.
He knew 100% for sure that he was going to have a career after football. Like, he was going to be in broadcasting, period. He knew that people loved his look, and that if the people that they have on TV and broadcasting for football look like they look, he knew where he was going after football. And he knew, so him taking that pay cut, right, was, again, establish a legacy to carry it on through, knowing full well that his money's going to come on the back end.
A 22-year NFL career is it's barely a such thing as a pay cut. Tom Brady. I think he's worth like $200 million. So I don't even. He didn't lose. What he lost was insignificant to me.
Right. I'm only using that.
He's too. I think he's too good for broadcasting. Like, same reason Jordan's not broadcasting. When you're the GOAT of a sport, you don't give commentary on it for a living. You just.
Oh, I think he will.
I don't think so.
But I'm only using that to color what I'm going to say next here, right?
Okay.
With regards to the skirt and the dress thing. So if they do the skirt and the dress photo shoot, right?
Okay.
Do you think that matters to them? If, we'll just say if, Rihanna is still on her knees with the painted face at home.
Wait, I lost something. Okay, let me get off the phone because I had
So
trying to handle
you're
some
saying
business. Okay,
so you were saying that the skirt and the dress photo shoot would be emasculating the whole line there, right? If in their home, she's still on her knees doing the Gawk 17,000 and receiving the painted face, do you think that matters to them in their personal relationships?
Yeah, it should. I mean, it obviously don't, but I mean, it definitely should. It definitely should. We need to take back our image collectively, and it's really
Right.
not that. Like, yeah.
And then honestly, I feel like you're describing two different women, bro. Like the power chick, she isn't necessarily going to feel like she needs to do those things when the lights go out.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, we're making a lot of
sometimes
assumptions
you have
here,
chicks that top from the bottom, and they use sex as a means to control their men. So they do that at night, so they can control their men during the day.
All right. Listen, why do it seem like a lot of people here on this panel are kind of, reaching, I don't know if bending over backwards or making contrived arguments to figure out a way to say that this is either okay or not as bad?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
No,
not saying that at
I
all.
specifically came up here to remind us of our greatness. I dropped a link in the back to explain where I was going with this. It's the king-queen system, as explained by the late, great Patrice O'Neal. As men, we should all understand that your woman being ahead of you is never the look. It's, you might be rich, you might get to be better off than the average, broke nigga or whatever, but ultimately, the theory of the king-queen system is a king can make a woman a queen, but a queen will never make a man a king.
Well,
you will always be number
what
two.
I'm saying,
Hold on,
what
let me just play it. Let me roll the beautiful bean footage from the late great Patrice O'Neal, our Lord and Savior. No, just playing.
You should probably skip ahead like a minute or two though, because he's on. It's like a radio clip, so skip ahead like a minute or two.
I think the whole clip is 2 minutes. You sure you sent me the right clip?
Oh, no. So skip ahead just a couple of seconds. It's like 10 to 20 seconds then. Yeah, it is only a minute or two long.
All right. Well, we'll roll it just as is. All right, let's go.
And what a man is a horrible thing. And no matter what a woman is, it's a wonderful thing. This is what they're doing. They are the society. They're bringing men down and women are up, but they don't understand women are getting their cue from men. Meaning, so if you're a woman and you're going, I want to be the most successful, whatever I want to be, you're looking at the most successful man. You're competing mentally with men. I want to get the most. Women aren't going, I want to be. Why don't women think in terms of the king and queen system? It's a beautiful system. The system is, if I'm a man, okay, and I see a fucking bum woman, a woman has nothing, she's dumb, fucking, if I marry her, she's now the highest level she can be. She's the queen. You can't get higher than the queen.
Right.
It's a great position.
Right.
It's the baddest bitch in the land, but the queen is the king's bitch. But here's the reverse. And this is why these dominant women who can't find happiness is because the queen in the system, if it's just the queen, right? And the Queen of England is the queen because her father didn't have any sons. So he didn't have a king to take her. So she had his heir was a woman. So now she's the queen with no king. When she gets married, that guy is not the king. He's the queen's husband who doesn't get elevated to his highest position.
Right.
A man at his highest position helps a woman be at her highest position. A highest position woman who has a lower man can't be happy. It's nature. It's fucking nature.
All right. Okay. So these points of view. I mean, this assessment of how it all works.
About to say some more.
Could this be?
Damn it! I can't. Oh yeah, I think that's it. All right. Cool.
I'm going to say it's right because The same queen was caught many years ago. So many years ago, some guy was caught in Buckingham Palace. They locked him up in a madhouse.
What happened?
No, I said that the queen was seen with a guy, and they said he stole something. Yeah.
Okay.
But they never ever said what he stole. So he was caught in Buckingham Palace, sitting with the queen.
Okay, so are you saying that he was with the queen for other reasons, like him and the queen was like seeing each other?
Well, I said it's suspect, isn't it? Because
And so they just locked him up. So
Palace,
long story short, they locked him up and basically said he was crazy just so the queen so people wouldn't be looking at the queen like she holy shit. So people wouldn't be looking at the queen like she, got a notch on her body count. Like that's what they just
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So the general gist of what I gathered from what Patrice O'Neal said right there. Shout out to the late great Patrice O'Neal. What I gathered from what he's saying right there is that if we're talking about and women are bad with this. Women be calling themselves queen, and they be talking queen and king, but what they don't really understand, even in the king queen system, like the king doesn't even treat the queen like a queen. The king the queen has subjects that treat her like a queen. The queen is one of the king's subjects. All right. So that's what he mean when he say the queen is the king's bitch, basically. Right. So they're of the view that I'm a queen, that they're of the view that somehow that their king is supposed to be serving them like one of their subjects. And so
not only that.
Go ahead.
Not only that, because that's the one side. That's what women are supposed to get from it, and that's true. It's real. But when you're the man and she's the queen now, right? Remember, she never makes you the king. The best you could ever be is a bad bitch. That's the end of it. As a man, when she's the queen, the best you can ever become is a bad bitch. So pull a picture of Rihanna and ASAP Rocky up, and what you'll see is a queen and her bad bitch carrying the baby.
Right. No, but here's my thing is, okay. Let me get what I was saying.
I hate the term.
What I was saying. What I was saying was this, right? Okay. So Rihanna got to $1 billion by gay baiting, right? By being a mediocre singer and gay baiting. Right, pretending she was bi, pretending she was bi, pretending she was into girls. No evidence ever into it, but she got the gay dollars. Right, she got the gay dollars.
She make music that's very gay parade friendly. I will say that, like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
I believe she's bi. I believe she's bi.
You have no evidence for that.
I believe ASAP is what do you call it? We call it
whatever. What other chick was she video?
Hold on, wait. Before we start debating her sexuality, you was trying to land the plane on a point. Go ahead, Judge.
Yeah. So again, in using what Game Changer said and a bit of what Christopher said, right? In just following the handlers that have already gotten her to $1 billion, right? This is what's hot right now. There's a thing. There's a thing going on here. This gender war thing. There's this black girl magic, girl power. Still though you can get your Beyonce who run the world shit in this fucking thing, in this photo shoot, and this could be your thing. Your who Beyonce who runs the world image, right? And then the second point on that is, again, I personally do not believe that once you reach a certain threshold, you give a fuck about what other people think about you out there, as long as the money's coming in.
Do you care? Oh my goodness.
Like negative criticism. Like if you're making $12 million a year, let's say you're making $15 million a year, right? Do you care about the negative criticism of people who make less than $50,000 a year?
I care that I don't look like Rihanna's bad bitch. Shout out to Conservative.
If the 15 million keeps coming in,
But okay, but you're talking about fucking oh shoot, I'm getting ASAP Rocky. You're talking about ASAP Rocky, who does have a career, who can make 10 million by himself. I don't. Okay, I guess here's my $1 million question. Rihanna. Why are we pretending like her $1 billion net worth is contingent upon her man looking like a bitch? Why are we pretending like that? It's not.
I think partly it is.
No, it's not.
I think partly it is. Because I think she's representative. I think she's representative of modern women. And that modern women marketing, that's part of that marketing, man.
Okay, so you're basically saying that okay, so this is a submit, yield, and submit to the gynocracy argument.
It's for the marketing, again, for the marketing, like I will pretend. Look, I may be against cocaine, right? I may be against the usage of cocaine, crack cocaine specifically. We'll say that, right? But if I get the role to play crack addict number 17, and they're paying me $150,000 to do it, kids don't do crack. Kids don't smoke crack.
Yeah, I would play Pookie in a New Jack City remake. That's different. I'm an actor playing the role of Pookie. Yeah, you know. So that's different. That's different. But all right, well, let me shout out.
Just quickly explain the king and queen stuff, yeah, because there's guys in here that are saying that queens are this. Queens are very honorable people. To be a queen, you have to dress a certain way. You can't wear short skirt. You can't wear cup. So it's actually weird that black people have taken up this king and queen stuff, because for a woman to be these women don't even fit the standard of a princess. Ask Princess Diana had to be a certain way. The reason why Meghan's in America is because there's things that you have to do to be just a princess. Just a princess. Imagine what you have to do to be a queen. A queen, you have to be sophisticated. You have to be classy. Right? So, and if you look at it, all the other kings and queens, they're very, very classy people.
Mm-hmm. Omega Dress Gaming Channel says, I think it means the way of the cybernetic bro. I think last what we got right here. Man, I cannot see that. Shout out.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Read it.
Shout out to Last One Left Hayes in the building, says he is the queen's husband, not a king. He is the queen's husband, right, not a king. Shout out to you. Shout out to who else do we got? Oh shit, damn it, did I miss that many of them? Wait a minute. I am having a hard time finding where okay, no, I didn't. I see where I'm at. My bad, guys. Sorry for the dead air. Shout out to UYP Studio in the building. $5 super chat. Shout out to you. Prince Consort. I don't know exactly.
Prince Consort.
Okay. Yeah, it's far away. I can't tell if that's an O or an A. But yeah. But shout out to. Let me make this. $5 super chat from Fawcett Media. Do appreciate you. He says, do you already talk about how they're best friends who share a child? Just heard that yesterday. What are you talking about?
You're saying there are best friends who share a child. Oh. He's saying, I think what he's saying is like there might be an insemination thing going on. Like they're not husband and wife. They're just really good friends because of maybe alternative reasons or whatever reasons.
Nah, see, I got to see evidence for stuff like that.
Right.
when it comes to stuff like that, I really do got to see evidence. I mean, everybody be throwing out their theories of and whatnot. So I'm not putting the
That's why I said
tinfoil hat on. You know, I'm not putting the tinfoil
that's why I
hat on.
said that's why I said that Rihanna gay baited, because I can't recall a single, like, you've seen her with plenty of pictures, and it being insinuated that she's taking all kinds of dick from other celebrities. I can't remember a single woman that she's been associated with saying that they were, doing the scissor thing.
All right. So we'll move on for this topic. We beat it like a dead horse. I did want to get to that Nia Long topic that I didn't really take the time to cover. So we're about to go ahead and dive on into that one. So we'll get ready to roll the Not So Beautiful Being footage. Let's go.
The girl that ever went to prom. Like, my boyfriend was 30 when I was in high school. I know my mother was crazy, but you know what? I would never ever let I mean that in a good way. Like, she was an artist. She was like, well, if that's who you love, baby. And he was so good to me and kind and like, you're right? And he did it the right way. He went to her. He was from Oman.
All right. Let's push pause.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, GC.
I have to point out that she's sitting next to a fat woman. Like, that is how low that Nia Long has stooped in her career. This is the bottom. This is where you're at. This is some type of podcast. We don't know who this woman is. Who the fuck was
All right,
that?
Game Changer is back. He had his cape on for Rihanna, but they throw a fat woman on the screen. He's back, all blood and guts, ready to fight.
But no. I mean, look at where she's at. This isn't Oprah. This isn't the Tyra Banks show. This isn't even the Red Table. This is some fat woman's basement with some cheap ass curtains in the background. That is where she is at right now. That is the depth that she had. That is where the wall sends you. After you hit the wall, you fall into this basement with this fat bitch. That is where she's at. And this is old. You say like this is like 6 years old, which means that the woman who is interviewing Nia Long hasn't progressed. We still don't know her name. This is horrible. This is hard. This is the depth that she is at. Oh my God.
Only thing she's just sitting next to it. Like, okay, so you don't have any commentary on anything that was said about the I guess the free spirited mom who, oh yeah, sure, go be with that grown man while you're in that 30-year-old man while you're in high school, and it's okay if they do it, if they facilitate it, if they approve it. The pitchforks and tiki torches get brought out on the other end. Is like that's the manifestation of the who run the world girls right there. I mean, actually can get connected with the psyops they're trying to pull with Rihanna and ASAP. It's like
there's several things that play. I mean, first of all, she could have been 18 during prom. That's one major thing. But another thing is it's legal if you have the parents' permission.
Well,
and not every state. I don't know if she's
from
from California, but not every state the age of consent is 18. So I don't. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a like.
Well, when you juxtapose it against how they react when you juxtapose it to how they react in other situations, like R. Kelly did enough. I hate to use this example because there's evidence that he was messing with 14-year-olds or whatever. But either way it go, in certain situations they go ham for stuff like this. But if they okay with it, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's within the law.
If it's approved, no, I'm talking about the social criticism, because sometimes a man could be working within the law, but the social criticism says one thing. But if the coven, is it coven or coven? What do they call it?
Coven.
Coven.
Coven. Yeah, I'm calling him. Yeah. If the Coven approves it, then it's all good. But
Okay,
if
know
for
this.
whatever reason they don't approve it, then now it goes from a Coven approving it to a damn witch hunt for the man involved. Is that
Because
that?
like you're saying again that they call 18, 22, 25-year-old women babies still.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, know this, that all sex is bad in the Coven. All binary sex is bad in the Coven. If you stick your 1 and her 0, then it is a bad thing. And technically, according to the Coven, all sex is grape. So we need to stop worrying about what the Coven is thinking. Now, if this same story was told from the 30-year-old's point of view, the Coven would react. But the Coven,
Exactly.
and if we look at the sisterhood, like once again, y'all forget the scrolls. Rule number 1 and 2 of the scrolls is, you don't speak against the sisterhood or the sisters in it. So no matter what, they're not going to speak directly against Nia Long.
Oh yeah.
And
But here's the thing. Here's the thing to what Bernard was saying, right? She presents this with the mannerisms of levity, right? She presents this with the mannerisms of levity. But if she presents this with the mannerisms of sorrow, it's a different environment.
No, I think it was said best. Well, I think it was you that said that. Oh no, or Game Changer. Yeah, no, that was Game Changer that said that if that man was, on somebody on the couch next to that woman, and they were talking and everything, and the whole works, and he was saying, yeah, and I was when I was in high school, yeah, I dated. I mean, when I was 30 years old, because it's 6 years later, so he'll be 36. So he's 36-year-old man saying, yeah, when I was 30 years old, yeah, my girlfriend was in high school. Yeah. But it was cool. Her mom didn't have a problem with it. It was all good. It was all good. So yeah, I used to get off work, working at the plant, and then go ride by the high school and pick her up.
He wouldn't be alive. He just wouldn't be alive though.
I was circling around the high school, and I saw a cute girl, and I gave her a ride home, and I met her mother, and they were cool with it. Everybody was no.
It wouldn't work.
Witch hunt. Witch hunt.
He'd have to leave the whole country. But yeah. a woman can. Here's a joke. A woman could go.
Wait, hold on for a second. Yeah, go ahead, Jack. Got it. I'm stepping off for a quick second.
These women will go to Jamaica and sleep with a boy in school uniform, 15 and 16, and they're paying them. Well, they're paying them £100. $100.
Well, they'll do that. I mean, they'll do that. Teachers will sleep with middle school students and so forth. I mean, but at the same time, the thing is, I think what this illustrates more so is that they're highly aware. I don't know if you'd even call this a double standard more than a quadruple standard, right? So not only they're aware, right? If a guy tells this story, or if she says it in this way. Yeah, I have some trauma from when I was in high school, and my mother approved of a 30-year-old man to date me.
Well, in the black community, you can't even put it down to double or quattro. It's a crazy standard. You say, I said on the panel, I've slept with a 19-year-old, and they're saying that's a young girl. So they're putting me in the lines of a pedo. This is crazy. But that's
my whole point right there. Right, that part right there.
50-year-old woman sleeps with an 18-year-old. He's a man. It's nothing. It's not a problem. It's just men. It's just men.
But you're missing.
There's no feelings there. But according to the black community, and all these things, she doesn't become an adult until she's 25.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it. That's what makes it the quadruple standard, right? The doubles, like quadruple instead of a double standard, quadruple standard. Because if she says it the way I said with sorrow, right, then the whole crowd gasps, and there's a whole bunch of sighing and heaving of breasts, right? And so, right. But if she says it in the levity way, she does. Oh yeah, right. Acknowledging that they know, like this is not a secret. They know that younger girls in high school, it's a regular thing that they go after, and that they go after and engage with older men, right? That are not their peers, right?
Oh yeah, and they deliberately do that. They
And
deliberately
also
do that.
we gotta look at the source, like why she said it, how she said it. I think that that's very important, because she what she's doing in this basement of this fat chick is she's basically reminding the world that she used to have a vagina. That's essentially what she's doing. She knows where she's at now. She knows where that she's hit the wall and everything. But she's just like, okay, I know that I have hit the wall and that I am beneath where I used to be. But let me remind you of my teenage vagina. That's why she threw that out there. I want to remind you that I was a teenager and I had a vagina one time. That is what she's trying to put back into the psyche of the listeners.
Hey guys, remember when I was a teenager and I attracted a 30-year-old man?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how bad I was.
Yeah, so she wants to say, remember teenage Nia Long? Remember Friday? Remember Boys in the Hood? Remember teenage Nia Long? Just saying, remember I used to have a vagina. That is what she's trying to do.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. My thing is more illustrated of the crowd's reaction, right? Because she said it in a way that was light and funny, the crowd laughs. But if she comes out and says again, I was traumatized by this, then it's a whole different scene, right? It's a whole different scene, even though the facts didn't change. Right,
I think
the factual events didn't change, right, and then the fact that, as you both alluded to, you Bernard and Game Changer alluded, if it's the dude telling the story, well, yeah, when I was 30, I was dating a 16-year-old kid, in high school, but it was all gravy. Her mom gave the go ahead, right? There's no scenario in which that isn't taken negatively by society at large.
This is another example of like when I first started getting into like all this red pill content. This is something that I had to like. I didn't understand this until it was explained to me properly. But women truly do operate on what's called a care-based morality system. And basically, shorthand, all that means is their morality is guided by their emotions. That's all that really means. Women's sense of morality has no objective starting or end point. It's just whatever makes them feel good, whatever can induce feelings of happiness. They tend to think that's morally good at the same time. And so what happens with women, and what men notice about women, is that when women make the rules, there is no objective order to the rules that women make. All the rules women come up with are dependent on how she feels, and feelings can change from moment to moment. And that's kind of what we're seeing here, where like we all know that if this were a man telling this story to anybody, to men or to women, it would be very hard for the man to come out as the good guy. Like the 30-year-old guy she was dating, let him tell the story to the crowd before she comes out there to give them the emotional okay. And then you'll see a difference in it. And all that is just that women process reality based on how it makes them feel. And it's a problem given that, we actually are told that we're supposed to listen to women and let women make rules and, be like ASAP and let her guide you along the beach and shit.
Right on. All right. Shout out to uneducated lame in the building. Says 25 for 25 for the day. Shout out to you. Appreciate that. Clue Channel with the $5 super chat. The fat chick is the Game Changer Snicker bar. I barely get that, but I will go with it.
It makes
because the commercials for Snickers is the guy, the person is lethargic or unfocused or something before they eat a Snickers.
Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, okay. Got it. All right. I don't even know I haven't even heard all of this. I'll roll a little more of it, see if anything of note is said, and then we'll probably move on to something else.
He went to her and he said, I love your daughter and I want to date your daughter, and he asked permission. Look at your face. You're like, that ain't happening with my baby. and
look at how
but
fat
you know
she
what he
is.
taught me? Because he owned a hair salon. He taught me. But you know what he taught?
What did you say, Game Changer?
I said, look at how fat she is. Look at how fat she is.
Okay, we saw it. Okay. All right. All right, moving on.
Where is her chair? They don't have matching chairs. And you want to know why? Because Nia Long chair has arms on it. But this woman is so big that she
That's a
can't
stool.
even get a chair with arms on it.
That's a stool with a low back to it. That's
has
all.
arms. They're lost in the patterning of her dress that it seems to be patterned off the curtains.
Yeah, exactly. This is just horrible.
Maybe the
It's
chair
horrible.
comes
She's
with
a
the
horrible human
dress.
being.
You ever consider that the chair is a part of the dress?
You saying that she walks around with a dress with a chair sewed into it? So she
It
can
probably
always sit?
unfolds. That shit's collapsible. It's like telescopic
It came as
or
a
something.
set. It came as 4 sets. Hey, it came as a set: 4 chairs, a couch, and a couch cover.
You never seen those lawn chairs that turn into a backpack? You can just like strap it on and then you can sit down wherever your fat ass wants
No,
to.
nothing
Like
like
that's
that
what the
can
dress
support
is.
her.
She cut out armholes in the couch cover.
But no. I think we all laughing at the fat chick, and that's why pretty girls sit next to fat chicks, so you can laugh at her fatness and not miss the bullshit, and then miss the bullshit that the pretty girl is on. Notice what she said. Well, still compare next to the fat girl. You see, next to the fat girl. Come on. You know how that
Exactly.
works.
That's my point. That's why she's there. She's there.
Right. No, we're in agreement. We're simpatico. My point where I was going with this though, the guy from Oman, notice he wasn't a black dude. He wasn't just some nigga, right? He wasn't, Louis' son from down the block. He wasn't Fred's kid from down the block. He was a guy from Oman, so an exotical essentially, and also he owned a beauty shop. So what you learn from this is, one, most black men can't even play this game just because you're black, and then two, if you are going to play this game, you need money. Money changes the rules of everything.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. I haven't seen the whole clip. So you saying the guy is like some Rico Suave looking dude? Like he was?
No, she said he's from Oman. So in your mind, if you picture a guy from Oman, do you think like Pookie? Do you don't even think Demon Hansu? Like Oman is a very specific type of dude. Like I don't know, French Montana or something like that.
Okay. So again, I think this is more to what GC was saying earlier. Look, remember how fine I was at 16? At 16, I was so fine. I got this guy who owned a beauty salon, who came over to my mother's house and said, I am so infatuated and in love with your daughter's beauty, I must request her hand from you.
And that comes with a price tag. Let's keep it a buck. You got all this money and you coming to court my underage daughter, and I'm gonna give you this pussy up for free. You know her mom made something off that deal.
Of course. It's the same thing with Kelly and R. Kelly and Aaliyah.
Probably in that beauty shop every Saturday.
R. Kelly paid to have Aaliyah. And he paid for the birth certificate faking.
You said
that's why I think R. Kelly shouldn't be alone in that cell. Or if you're going to take R. Kelly down, you got to get everybody in that deal. Otherwise, this is just evil.
Yeah, I agree with some
he did cross his T's and dot his T's and cross his I's in the law.
For as long as he could. I did the research on that. He
but because of
it was a lot of settling out of court for $250,000. He did that. I don't know. I lost count of either 250,000 or 500,000. I forgot how much it was, but he settled out of court. Probably need 2 hands to count how many times that it said that over the years that he settled out of court with people for at least 250,000. So yeah.
Well, because
he shouldn't have
the lack
to do
of
that.
class of pro-blacks and Pan-Africans is why nobody else is being charged along with R. Kelly. Because if this been any other race, everybody would be going down.
Hey, you guys see that picture?
Again, I can't say that. I can't say that again. I don't want to get because this is a name that you're not allowed to say. The woman who facilitated the man who did not kill himself for running a particular island didn't have to give up any names either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I look at this whole thing suspect. Like when you think about it, we are so schizophrenic when it comes to how we judge sexual mores or whatever. Some people can get away with all kind of stuff, and other people, you better keep it zipped up under no circumstance can you let that thing out. Like it's a weird game we play with sexuality.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry I had to do that, Bernard, but I think you understand what I was trying to do there.
Oh no, I understand exactly what you mean. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it completely. I get it completely.
I mean, look at what they've done to Dennis Sperling. Ever since Dennis Sperling has started to mention about sisters going over abroad to Jamaica, to go for underage boys. Now,
bruh.
So now he's been taken out the manosphere.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Wait, go ahead, Hood. I don't. You said he's been taken out of the manosphere. Like
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, that was. I mean, no, that was voluntary off of beef that he had with somebody over somebody who's in it.
I'm saying he was forced out. What I'm trying to say is he was.
He wasn't forced out by.
You can't be forced in or out.
Yeah, he wasn't forced out. He had a beef, and I think just the senseless infighting and beefing was just like I'm not trying to be associated with these niggas. I think that's what it was. I don't think that was connected with anything that he's been talking about or exposing. Because the person that he had to beef with is somebody who I thought they agreed on damn near everything. So I don't even understand what that was about. But anyway, go ahead.
No, the thing about Jamaican women, I mean, the thing about women going to places like Jamaica or whatever, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's so interesting when you look at like how men and women actually behave. Like a man who is pretty much of any age in life, if he has money, more or less, he understands the game. You know, even if girls like you, whatever, you might have to take a girl out. You might go on a date or something like that, and that's just the way the world works, right? But for women, it's a different game. The older a woman gets, the less opportunities she has where a man is volunteering to take her out. And by the time women do hit that age in life where they have the money to go travel and all that stuff, like the men they're complaining about, most of them have aged out of that phase where men are just lining up to take them out. So almost by default, women who go on these touristy sexcapade vacations, you're going to pay for a nigga. Almost hands down, you're going to pay for a nigga.
Yeah.
And they're worse than the men. Because guess what? They have organized tours. When we go on holiday or something. They have actual organized tours.
Hey, wait. We say vacation here, sir. I know to do. We say vacation here.
You got to submit to local customs and norms. Like it's vacation.
All right, vacation.
No worries.
Yeah, when we go on vacation, but they have tours. They have exclusive girl tours.
I like the word tours. I feel like we should use that. You know why? Because they go on a penis world tour, and we act like it's just sightseeing. Like, no, you went to see the Eiffel Tower of dick. You went to see the Taj Mahal of dick. You went to see the white sand beach of dick.
They go to Ghana and Gambia. And Morocco.
Gambian dick, African. You went around the world for exotic dick. Like we like to dress it up as if women have these great goals in life and some shit. Like no. I know why you're going. It's okay. There
were literally articles about this in 1995. Again, but not even that, right? Pop culture references. Again, we have Stella, right? Which is in Are You Big? But there's also Eat, Pray, Love. There's also, like, I remember a movie with Renee Zellweger doing the same fucking thing. Like this is not new.
And they call it love. That's what I love about women. You know, it's so funny if you think about it. They call it love, but it's really just dick. And so if you really think on that, dick is love for women.
And guess what? A lot of them pro black sisters do that. So they'll say that they're going to visit their ancestors in Ghana and connect with their spiritual nature or whatever when they're actually going over there for the P.
Right. Look. I was just playing the clip from that movie, Jungle Fever, and I was doing it on my show like yesterday. You guys remember the whole plot? Jungle Fever was basically interracial dating destroys the black community, and so there was the scene where all the women were sitting around like bitching about it. And the one girl who actually said flat out, listen, I date all guys. I don't just restrict myself to black guys. When it came to Africa, and she was like, oh, if it makes y'all bitches happy, I'll go to Africa and get me the blackest man I can find. And immediately all the women chimed in with a giant long dick. And I was like, you see, no matter how they slice it, it always boils down to finding some new dick.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to the Sneak 2008 with that $2.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah, and Ken M says so rude. I think he's talking about GC, going in on the gravity. I was about to make up a word. The chick the gravity pulls on quite heavy. But anyway, he was talking about that fat chick. Yeah, but yeah. So where we at? We was talking about the passport holes. Stella got they look and I've been saying that for a while. A lot of people have said it. We it's almost to the point of beating the dead horse, but we still got to beat it because they still some way somehow criticizing black men with passports who go travel and go. It's like nah. They started that thing. As we've said plenty of times. They got more black women that got passports than black men. They've been over there doing a thing for years, going over there, getting them some Rico Suave looking, hooking up overseas with some Rico Suave looking dudes. They don't care that much when they go over to them other countries. They don't. These exotic foods and the sights and the cultures and somebody playing the gongas and okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, the culture is nice, you take in a little culture, but come on, Eddie, we know what it is. We know what's going on over there. It's like cut the crap. You don't want to be a hoe in your hometown. You want to get out the country to go do it. That's fine. Go do your thing. But when when brothers be talking the same stuff, then don't come back talking about some well what about the black community and they try to pull that one and it's more or less nonsense. But
again,
it's worse than that, Bernard. Their soul is messed up. Their soul is messed up because what they're doing is they are emulating men. Let's be clear. They could get dick. They could have one night. They could get free dick a lot easier than I can get free pussy. A lot easier. Let's throw it out there. But the reason that they're paying for it, Bernard, is because they want to feel like men. And I think that makes them horrible human beings. I think that means that their soul is confused. I think that everything is wrong with that. I was watching some porn and I seen this one thing and I was just in shock. And somebody told me later that it was staged, but I don't think it's staged. Called Dancing Bear or Golden Bear or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think those are staged, but still, it happened. Okay, a lot of stuff in porn, it's not so much that art imitate or reality imitates art. I mean, the art is imitating the reality. So there's a such thing as women. I mean, I don't think that's that far off from a bachelorette party. What happens at a bachelorette party. I don't think
well, that's exactly what it's playing off of, though.
The point is that they don't have to like tip and they don't have to do all that. They could just go and find an off shirt nigga on the street and say, we all want to suck your dick and give me it for free, and he will do so. But no, they
like to pay for
Huh?
I was just saying, I think they like to pay for the experience and the atmosphere and all of that. They want the dick to feel special. Put it like that.
No.
Can I share?
Listen.
Right quick.
Some of these girls
were to make a party setting, and they say, "Hey, Bernard, I want you to come shake your dick, and we'll suck it." And you were single, you would say yes. My point is that
guys, I want to show you a video.
But they do it so they could feel like me. They want their vagina to feel like my penis do. And no, it doesn't work that way. It does. Stop trying to be me.
Guys,
It's sick that they want to do that.
Bernard, can I share a video with you of a black woman being disrespectful?
You got it queued up?
Huh?
Yeah, but you got to drop it in the share feed.
I want to address Ricky Manor. He says you can't get free pussy. That's on you. Stop lying to yourself. You just told on yourself. What I said was, I cannot get it as easy as women can get free dick. Women can get free dick in a higher quality and quantity than I can pussy. And anybody who says something different, Ricky Manor, is lying. See, the thing is that we can't lie about the amount of free pussy we can get as quickly as you can. You can lie about all the free pussy that you get, but the truth of the matter is you get none.
The point.
Let's pump the brakes on that, because we wasn't even there in that conversation. And like the conversation wasn't about dudes who can or can't get it. Like that's a conversation that happens sometimes. I don't even think you said nothing that should elicit that part to come up. You know. So yeah.
But for
the point of reference, right? For the point of reference again, like I got like this is like what was it? Raw or Delirious, right? Eddie Murphy's talking about this in his.
Not getting it for free. You had to
Game
marry
changer.
it.
What are you doing? What's going on? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Ricky Manor.
Come on, man. Somebody else talking to you, yelling across the.
My bad.
All right.
Right, and even before that, like I don't know if anybody else read the Shogun Taipei, that series of books. It references women going to the Southeast Asia to do the same thing, and those are the books that are written like before the what do you want to call it? What's his name? For the 007 Bond books. What was his name? Sterling? Is that his name? Who wrote those?
Don't know.
No, Ian Fleming or
something. Ian Fleming, right? The Shogun Taipei and all those were written well before like Fleming wrote his books. Like it's been a known thing that this goes on with women participating in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what this is. What set this up? What's the point of this one right here?
Oh, I know this clip. I know exactly where this is going.
Listen to how.
Don't tell him.
Listen to how she talks to these men.
I want to see the shock on Bernard's face.
Yeah. No setup, bro. No build up.
Yeah, exactly.
Just play the video. You'll see. Yeah, it's okay. It's YouTube friendly.
Yeah,
it's not over 18. But look at the disgust. Look at the disgusting.
Don't say stuff. Don't say stuff.
All right. I just wait. I dropped. Damn it! I dropped it down because I figured out a better way to play it so it's bigger, so I could.
Yeah, they suck with the shorts on the big screen. They don't know how to do that.
Don't respect him if you want him to eat pussy.
Yeah. See, you gotta be quick with the trigger and upload it and then drop it into do the present video instead of share video, and then now it's bigger and better. All right, cool. Let's go.
Get me out of Jamaica, because these niggas said they don't eat pussy and his lady don't respect him if you want him to eat pussy. Ziggy Marley, that's why you paddling alone. Because you're not eating pussy. You rather stay here to eat pussy. Well, then you don't want a green card. Eat some pussy, you get a green card. Eat some pussy, yeah.
Yo, she down there fishing with her green card. It is tied to the pussy. She got a green card on like some 40 gauge fishing line, so she can get a real big nigga. And the other end of the green card is tied to her pussy lips, and she gonna reel that nigga into her box. And if he don't bite that pussy, she gonna toss him back in the lake, in the ocean.
That's why. That's what I'm saying is. They project onto us what they would do if they had the power in that position. They project, oh, you must be, because if I had, then that's what I'd be doing. They like,
you know, that is an interesting dynamic, because and I guess I'm semi-circling in this back to the Rihanna ASAP Rocky photo that was the featured topic before we moved on. When they go down there in their American dollars, there, you know, they make say they make $75,000 a year here. They're traveling over there. They're in Brazil or wherever the hell. They're in some country where their money is like worth who knows how many times more, to the point to where it is a power dynamic. So they walking. It's almost like she's walking up to bed. Like, do you know who I am? Do you know what I'm worth compared to your worth? You need to drop to your knees, and she basically saying you drop your knees and suck my dick. Like that. Like that.
Yes.
That's the energy she got with that.
Yes.
That's the energy she got. Like a man in a power position making a power play on some little hoes. Like that's how she operates.
Even the men who run the world don't even operate like that. I mean, at the very least, they'll wait till the doors are closed behind you before they pull their dick down and let you make a decision. Like at the very least, like we have class about our shit.
No, we should know. We should know as a black man that a lot of our black sisters have no class, no self-respect. Just there's no standards.
All right. We got Edward Anderson in the building. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic. Go ahead and take us. It's almost 3 hours in, so it's almost over. So go. You probably go damn near take us home, Ed. You got the floor. You got it. Ed, oh, you muted. Mic check on Ed. I'm getting a little. Okay, hold on. Let me double check. Okay, this is actually Ed, but he is. You are muted, Ed. You are muted, Ed. So when you're ready, let me know. But shout out to everybody in the building. Do appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate everybody who supported the stream. Everybody who's been supporting the stream. Appreciate each and every one of you. Still hit the like button if you haven't already. Still hit the like button if you haven't already. We'll circle it back to Ed when he get everything.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay, cool. Yeah, we got Ed in the building. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, what's up, Hood Sutter? What's up? Sounds like Jedzilla?
He just dropped.
Oh, okay. So much appreciate everybody to the panel. Yeah, I agree with a lot of stuff y'all saying. I've been jumping in and out. What I will say, a couple of things I'm gonna say on the Nia Long situation. I'm gonna speak on the hypocrisy. That's what I want to speak on. Number one, this is why when people. First of all, a lot of people will say all we do is talk about women. I think I got somebody from even your platform that made a little complaint, little commenter, talk in my chat talking about, oh man, you was on thought we were talking about conservatism and you was about conservatism, but I see you just talking about black women, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, Bernard's platform is like Bernard's platform is the closest platform that is in the the black conservative sphere, subsphere of the manosphere that I'm on. It can't be kosher. So it's like, but my point in saying that is something that you mentioned and use this term a lot: social commentary. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We talk whether it's black women, black men. You talked about ASAP looking goofy, and he chose to be in that picture just as much as Rihanna chose to take it. Chose to get it made. He knew what he was doing. He grown, and he's a millionaire his damn self. But ASAP's problem is ASAP think he too stylish, and he end up looking goofy. But you know what? That's not charged to ADOS men. That's Barbados in particular. The Caribbean's going to have to hold that one. Barbados in particular, because that's his dad was Barbados, and yeah, one gen you getting counted. That's why he got picked by Rihanna. So let's just she knew what she was doing. And I'll tell you this, Chris wouldn't have signed up for that shit. Chris wouldn't have went for that. Just as FYI.
Are you talking about Chris Brown?
Yeah, Chris Brown wouldn't have did that.
I don't know that he be having permed. He had permed red hair the last time. I mean, it was short, but it still would look like some damn permed red hair. I don't know. He might do that shit. Well, no, he wouldn't. Because he wouldn't do it on the grounds that he bigger.
Not even that, but like a picture like that, like it's maybe the dress, but it's not. It's the symbolism of it too, not just the clothes. You could take the clothes out of it, and if he put on some clothes that were more masculine, it would still look goofy. That was just like the icing on the cake. But my main point, so what we do is social commentary, and that's something I'm gonna start saying. And I've called it, anti-propaganda, because we tell the truth. Whether it make us look bad or not, we tell the truth.
Well, and let me say this. You and BGS and a few others. I mean, I've been kind of doing it for a while. Y'all been doing a good job clapping back at the people who be on some, who basically just trying to derail the conversations. So I'll give you kudos for that. I shared one of your videos and BGS videos on the people that gotta just come here with just got an issue just to have an issue with a space that they understand what we talk about. We give social commentary on Black America and the social dynamics between Black men and Black women, or men and women in general. Even Jap was going off on some shit about the space, and he basically said that's essentially what it got going. 10 years ago, he was saying that's what they was on. They was addressing shit when it came to women. So men can know how to move better in regards to how dealing with women.
Exactly.
And so the people that's coming in here trying to come up with some way to derail, or why you always talking about women. As far as I'm concerned, they running interference for the bitch. That's I hate to take it there, but they running interference.
Absolutely. And the thing is, I call it MAD, the Manosphere Accountability Department. That's basically what they trying to do. And again, this space is, you got lead attorney, this adjacent, or people that want to be that, I want to call it adjacent. This is it's a waste of time, because really what it's designed to do is designed to get people off what they're doing, and then like, okay, we got to pause this to address this. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you could go a whole year doing that bullshit. That's one of the reasons why you made some of the turns that you made when it comes to your platform. And look at that, you went from this to this 30 something and rising. So a lot of that is designed to waste people's time. I'm not gonna say all the points are without validity. There are some that have, and I take those and it's noted. And a lot of the shit has to be duly noted, moving on. And so anyway, but with that being said, this is the thing I've been on right now, because what you're starting to hear from white women as well as Black women is this idea of, I'm going here, trust me, I'm not going to send your shit to Patreon, but pedophilia. Like, they want to sit here and they want to do what I call universal Romeo and Juliet laws. They want to make it so it's not so much about the age, it's the gap that they want to talk about. The age gap is they want to make it, in my opinion, to where if you're 10, but 15 years, 15 years old or older, they're trying to do this with Leo. That they want to redefine that as, like being underage, which is technically pedophilia then, but they want to try to make it that, and they're using this hyper language in order to doing that. This is what I'm gonna say, because this is a very tricky topic to talk about without acting, you're caping for those people and blah, 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 R. Kelly. No. I'm going to tell you how to talk about this shit. Number one, if you're not old enough to choose, because, the argument is their brains aren't fully developed and they can't make an actual decision, even if they're 18 years old or 19 or 20. This is the argument I'm going to make. If you're not old enough to fuck, you're not old enough to vote. As an adult, you get a lot of rights. You get full access to your rights as American citizens.
But it's bull. But Anderson is bull, because they're old enough to get their own home. They're old enough to be.
I understand that part. And so what I'm saying is, because men are having this conversation. This is the conversation the women are having about women. So if you want to play that argument, my thing is, if you want to make it 24, cool. They're gonna have to cough up all the rights that come along with it, and yeah, that's gonna be gender specific. You don't get to cherry pick what rights you want to have. If they're not old enough to where they can't make a decision on a partner, they're not old enough that they can vote. Just like how at 16, you're not old enough where you can vote. You kind of can drive, but even under provisionary periods with that, you see what I'm saying? You're not old enough to access these rights. So my question is, are you all going to also remove these rights from these females? Under the guise of their protection, because that sounds like patriarchy to me.
So essentially, Ed, you're talking about from an age perspective, no voting, no vetting.
Hey, if it works, it works. I'm not the first one to say it, but real talk, if you're not old enough to make that decision, then you're not old enough to choose the direction of this country, because y'all already ain't getting drafted. You know, you already ain't get, which is one thing Pearl said was one, which I gotta check this because I don't know if it's 100% true, but she said that's one of the reasons why women didn't have the right to vote. Now that's a woman saying that. It's because they couldn't get drafted and they didn't fight for war. So my point
That
is,
is accurate. Yes.
oh, okay, so we've already let that go, let that ride, because obviously it doesn't make sense for women to go to war getting, you know, because men are more effective. But other than that, if you want to also redefine this, and this is particularly for the white women, because I've seen more white women run that play now on white men than black women. But black women, you know, they follow everything the white chick does. So my point is, if we're gonna have this conversation like adults, let's have it, because we know that's not what they want. What they want is the ability to cherry pick shit and then to preserve the wall. This is exactly actually something Game Changer always talks about. And depending on what type of day it is, I'm more on it versus not on it. But this is the ability to control. Game Changer always talks about how they want to make it so dudes don't have options or the perception of options. This is folks trying to codify that in the law, or at least codify that enough in the social discourse to where there's a social stigma on it. And again, this is why black men speak on these things, because there's a lot of shit that's normalized amongst men. You have men running around here talking about, if you're in your 40s and you're dealing with a chick that, let's say 24, then there must be something wrong with you. As if this 24-year-old can't make a decision. And you also have dudes that what they'll do is they'll try to say, oh, they only want you for your money, as if wanting you for your sexual ability is somehow more valuable as a man.
You mean male feminists? They're backed by male feminists.
It's not just them. It's not just them. It's not. It's dudes in the space that make that argument too. It's even dudes in the passport community that make that argument.
What this really boils down to, Ed, and all of the agencies that you talk about, the DICE, the MAD, you know, all of this, all it really boils down to is, the whole conglomerate, right? Is red tape in my dick. That's all it really. If they have an opportunity to justifiably red tape my dick, they're going to do it. That's all it boils down to. They want to red tape my dick as much as possible. And hoping that I will have no choice but to put it into their fat, nasty pussy.
Down and put
that is what they're.
Yeah. What it is that these mature women are angry because the guys their age are picking younger women, so that's why they're trying to really close the gap.
Try to red tape it. They try to red tape.
So at the end of the day, from Nia Long, because remember, Nia Long did that, and then she turned around. Remember, the dude is 12 years younger than her. Because they just made that other coach in the Celtics official, the other black dude before him. She did that, and remember, he's half and half. He's half Nigerian, I believe, half white. So again, they've been running these plays. Nia Long had the attraction level to try to run that play when she was like whatever the age she got with. I think she got with him at 38, and so that means he was like 20 something, and he was in the NBA. So they've been running these plays, and it's just we don't. Like I said, you lie on us, we're gonna tell the truth on you. You know,
there's something deeper going on here. I want to address, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, Ed, but you were making a different point, and I want to double back to it. This idea of being desired versus being needed, right? Women are trying to play. They're trying to set up a stage where a man should only want to be desired. That as if that is enough to keep yourself in a woman's life, right? And the problem is with women who have money, and the problem that presents for the men in their lives is the women who have a certain amount of money, they've made a certain level of comfort in life. They no longer need a man in the traditional ways that women need men. So once need is off the table, you're only boiled down to your desire, how much she desires you. And the problem that presents for you as a man is desire is female territory. Yes. That essentially reduces you to the role of the woman in the relationship, where your job, your main focus, like ASAP Rocky, is to maintain your bad bitch status. And as long as she can see you as the bad bitch of the relationship, she maintains her desire for you. And it totally feminizes you. So let me close with this. As a man, that choice, that dichotomy, it's becoming clear. You'd rather be needed. To be needed is a position of power. To be desired is a woman's position.
And I won't even call that a landmine. that shit is a honey trap. Let me tell you why. Because you got dudes that are actually attracted to that concept. Dudes that
A
I'm
validation.
talking like lit exact, which is why I don't know if y'all niggas heard that, but I pissed a couple of dudes off. Niggas were leaving a lot more comments than they usually are, talking, getting mad at me. I said, I even had dudes make videos about this. I said niggas should not want to get chose. I actually got photos for y'all niggas. I was about to really hit niggas hard with that, saying y'all niggas act like y'all in a beauty pageant. SWP used to call it beautiful man syndrome. Like that was years ago. And this is something that a lot of dudes, they don't get right because it gets lost in the nuances. The thing about it is this. If you are if women desire you and it just happens to be like that because you're on your purpose and that's just where the cards are, that's fine. This is not hating on it. It's not like a City and Kids a hold of this and this is another way to hate on select niggas. No, that's not what this is. But I just want to put that out there right now. That's not what we're talking about. None of us are talking about that. I'm sure these other guys can agree with that. What we're talking about is guys that they literally will use. I'm not even going to mention the G word, the GAME word. I'm not even putting that on the table. You have dudes that they will use terms like lust factor, yes, see boogie, but whatever. They will use these terms to basically articulate a concept of men prioritizing being desired over being productive. You will have dudes that will sit there and say, I'm more desirable just because I'm me. So your production don't matter. I'm higher on the hierarchy of manhood. A dude could have all of the tangible shit. Could even have a shit like he's been married, divorced, got access to his kids, making money. And then another dude say, well, I'm more desired to you. So the women get to choose the hierarchy. And there's a lot of black men that will claim red pill. They will claim red pill. I ain't talking about blue pill motherfuckers. They will claim red pill and say, I want the women to be the referees and ultimately choose which men are in the hierarchy. Then the same bitches will complain about the niggas they pick, which they pick based on womb and emotion. Why you ain't got shit built. The same niggas you saying ain't building are the same niggas you fucking. And then you wonder why, y'all, you around nothing but a fucking hood near you. Look at who you fucking, and that's why you are where you are. They don't like that shit. And so
Anderson, where it's UK, we have the same thing here. You have guys who stand on the street corners. I'm sure it's the same in the US, and they've got all these women that they're sleeping with, and all these baby mamas, and they say,
in the UK, and make no mistake, I've heard some crazy shit. But Pearl is exposed. Like we used to argue this back in the day. King Richard used to be one of the main ones, and we used to go back and forth. And shout out to King Richard, he's cool, because he used to say that. And we Falcon Black, same thing. Shout out to him in the UK. That's one thing Pearl did is expose the sisters over there in the UK. Now you don't hear that argument the way y'all don't deal with the same shit in the same level, because this crazy shit they be saying, I'd be like, damn, these niggas weren't lying. But my point is one difference, and this is not to say it's not as bad, but like interracial dating and competition is much more prevalent in the UK than in the United States. See, we still are at a point where a lot of these niggas are guilty as fuck for dating now. Like you still have that clout.
Watch Pearl's show where you had the little black girl, how she was clapping her hand, just like you see, like your American women do, like right, yeah. And the thing is, the illusion thing, she couldn't see anything wrong that she does.
All right.
So anyway, but yeah,
all right. Well, shout out to hold on real quick. Shout out to me Running Express.
Show.
Hold on, wait. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Shout out to me Running Express, came through on the Cash App, and do appreciate you sending the Cash App. Shout out to you. Also, wait, no, I think that's it on the Cash App end. We in overtime now. I was supposed to be shutting it down at 3. We in overtime, I guess. We going
I've missed my I've kind of overstayed my Edward Anderson time limit, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh no, you didn't talk that long. It became back and forth over the things that you brought into it. So that was all good. Oh, and one correction when you said as far as conservative. I don't got a conservative channel. I'm anti-black men being in that liberal SJW rainbow coalition stuff. So I speak against that. The opposite of that is be more conservative. But I don't. I mean, I say probably conservative. That politics. That probably end up being 10%. I mean, we mostly talking about social shit as it pertains to men and women.
You have what I call a conservative trait. Like, here's the thing: that's not a bad thing at all. I'm just
it's not a bad thing. It's just
yeah.
If somebody came to your channel and they saying, "Hey, we supposed to be talking about conservative," I don't think that's one of mine. You know, I don't.
Well, this is the closest thing I get to a trading post when it comes to that. And it's not that I'm not like I'm not in liberal situations either.
Right.
It's just that I'm not necessarily. I got a whole list of channels and I'm at where people they really be on the concern. I mean, it's either you or Fantastic, and we know Fantastic be talking about these hoes. So
no, I'm gonna tell you what that is specifically, Ed, and it's something I keep running up against, and I kind of enjoy it. This is why I like Bernard Riley's channel for that, because it's like you made a decision to go that way. But most black people, when you talk black issues, you end up playing in the liberal sandbox, whether you like it or not. And so, as a man who thinks differently, you pretty much got to plant a flag, and if they call it conservative, then so be it. But you got to plant a flag and say, no, there's another way to talk about this stuff, and it doesn't mean you're not black. And it's just a weird thing you get up against.
I'm not conservative. I just believe in common sense. Oh no, you're conservative. That's how they see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely conservative and right leaning. It's definitely that. I just was saying my channel is not specifically that. Yeah,
now we just got to get you. Now we just got to get you before I leave. Now we just got to get you on what Anton is on. Yo, you bitches are the enemy. We sleeping with the enemy. God damn it! Like Anton was popping off, man.
Anton be saying that?
No, Anton. Yo, I'll send you the clip. Anton.
He just got there though. That's why it's ill, because he only just got there, and after like a year or two of watching him get arguments and get embarrassed by these angry bitches on the Lapeef network, you finally got there, my nigga. It's like you just woke up a 40-year-old man.
And when I say that, I wasn't exaggerating. Like he was saying it like like the way I said. Man, you bitches are the enemy. God damn it! You sleep with y'all literally promote white supremacy. And guess what he said in the end? Fuck you and that kid.
What you gotta understand about black women is that they're raised to deal with thugs.
What'd you say?
I said, well, you got to understand with black women, they're raised to be with thugs. It's something that I study. They're raised to be with thugs. They see thugs as men.
Shout out to Christian Hutchinson in the building. Says BR is a black blue dog. I don't know what a black I don't know what a black blue dog is, but but I don't think I'm.
It's a conservative Democrat. That's the Blue Dog Democrats.
Nah. I'll never be with the Dems. I'll never be with the Dems. But yeah. But no, I'm anyway. Getting off of that. But where we at? Oh yeah, Dirty Folks. That's what I was looking for. I forgot you was down there. Shout out to Dirty Folks. What's up? Welcome to the show. You got the floor. You got the mic.
What's going on, man? I wasn't even gonna come on, man. I was just gonna chill, but then I saw Shorty with a passport trying to offer citizenship for a little bit of time, and I felt inspired to. And by the way, I heard hoes mad in my head when I saw that, but I'm so confused about Ed. Saying about it. What's up, Ed? Ed cool. He's my Facebook friend. Ed cool. I'm just confused. I'm confused about a lot of stuff. This conversation took a twist I didn't know. I
took a twist.
Yeah, it's a plot twist. Like, yo, now you can't have conversation skills. Like, but I will say this though: the black relationship, the black matriarchy, is built on slavery and everything that girls say they really project. So they really want to be slaves, but y'all want to love them instead of enslave them. I'm trying to get y'all there, but y'all being resistant.
Man, come on, man. I don't like the y'all. Who you talking about? Name a name. Name a name.
He means most. He means most. Most of them want to be treated like slaves.
No, we're talking to the audience, though. I think you got to look at it like that. These are things that the audience needs to hear, whether it applies to you directly or not.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all. Yeah, I hate an indiscriminate y'all. I wonder who. Okay, anyway, all right. Go ahead.
It's on slavery. I think it's dumb that girls say that they have to mature past a certain age. So I agree with you on that. But they want to be toddlers, so it doesn't matter how old they are. if you made the age of consent 28, they'll say it should be 45 after menopause because they mind not develop until they stop bleeding. Girls just dumb. But the the passport thing is hilarious to me. I got a story. This is a true story because I tell people all the time. I say, man, a girl vacation isn't complete unless she has some strange thing, right? That's how they market it, and this is why when girls say stuff like, um, if I was a man for a day, I'd be sleeping with all these stupid girls. And I'm like, well, so girls are stupid. No, I didn't say that. You exactly just said that. I've never heard a girl say if I was a boy for a day, I'd learn math or I would make a good joke. Like none of the great male qualities. It's always if I was a man, I would have sex with a bunch of stupid girls. Um, so when they project these type of things, this is what I want to say on the international scale because she was in Jamaica, and that's what kind of lightweight triggered me. Most people's introduction to black people are black women, right? So you have the menstrual class, which isn't the best representation of black men, right? And then you have black women because black women will sleep with anything. Men will sleep with anyone. Girls will sleep with anything. You know what I'm saying? So while they over there sleeping with camels or whatever they're about to do, it's changed.
Real quick, Dirty. When you said menstrual, did you mean musical or vaginal? Because I was a little confused at the usage and the way you said the word.
The I, not the E. Menstrual as
All right, my
in
bad.
athletes, entertainers. You know what I'm saying? That's normally their intro to black males, or it's women because women about to go sleep with a camel for a couple of dollars and come back and say she's strong and independent. Um, so the things that they say about you are how the world sees you because they're the entry point to Black America. Because black men don't train their toddlers, um, people believe that like whatever they say about their men is supposed to be as such, right? And then they realize after they get to meet black men, like in outside settings like college or employment settings, they're like, yo, y'all black men are cool. And then when they get to meet black women outside of black men, they like, yo, we don't like these chicks. Like white girls hate black women. They like black men. They hate black women. So that's one thing, man, that you have to be careful with these chicks because they are the destroyers of your image. Um, the second thing is as far as the Rihanna thing goes, and I think Hood Server said something about this, and I was just gonna co-sign this. Girls love a broke, destitute, uh indigent man. Um, there is a type of woman that likes that man, but most of those women, they mama black. And you have to understand that it's because they don't want power. They just want control, but they want ultimate control. Like I tell people all the time, like I can sleep with any girl I want to until she finds out I could read above a sixth grade level and I don't have a parole officer. All of a sudden, I'm abusive. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to be able to call a parole officer to get you off their ass. So there are situations where I have seen this repeatedly to the point that my friends say, "Man, fam, don't say nothing." I'll tell you exactly the story. This is an urban hood. This is an urban love story. Y'all ready, guys? I'm gonna make it real quick. Man broke. Man finds girl. Girl lets man drop her off at work in her car to find a job. Man feels obligated to woman because only men know love and duty. Man gets job, use job, get better job. 2 years later, man making more money than the woman, proposes and or knocks her up or both. And before she misses her first period, woman leaves man destitute, takes everything, get him fired from his job, have him in a worse situation than he was before he got with her. That and then she can say, I could do bad by myself after she made the bad situation. That is black love. That's why I don't trust dudes with black wives. That is black love. You can't really make it when you have somebody who is intentionally being your anchor, so they feel in control of the relationship. You know what I'm
Dirty, dirty. You know what you reminded me of, and it's something I want to do like a longer form thought on because this is a deep. A lot of black people Like a lot of black love isn't gonna make it, and it's for a very brutal, simple reason, bro. Because as a man, it's increasingly difficult to actually build with women in general is a little bit of a miracle, right? Just because men and women, you actually have to have a lot of control over the situation as a man to properly build with a woman. And black women are resistant to any level of control for the most part. So it almost goes out of the window. And so as a man, if you're like let's say you're a young man, you're between 18 and 25, and you're at that prime of your life where you can set yourself on a great track, and 10 years from now you'll be making 80 grand, 20 years from now you'll be making like 120 grand. And you can't really, as a black man, as a young black man, it seems almost impossible to navigate that part of your life successfully with a black woman by your side, for kind of the reason you just laid out, because she is programmed to turn on you at some point. She's programmed to flip the table over and keep all the chips for herself. And sooner or later, it's almost always bound to happen to pretty much any guy. And they don't really feel bad for it, but they try to stop doing it at around like 30-ish, 35-ish, because even women can tell time.
No, they can't. They can't count numbers. Period. I disagree, and the reason I disagree, because that, first of all, that would be a masculine thought, because that would be rational, and girls aren't rational. But more than that, I disagree because they sabotage their sons the same way, right? The amount of dudes who never make it to see 18 because mama stole the pack money is incredible. They never stop sabotaging males. Their hate is intrinsic. I have a mentee that hit me yesterday, and he was showing me a clip of women saying if they're pregnant with black male children, they're gonna get an abortion. And he was upset that they were going to abort male children. I said, you're overthinking this because girls are dumb. I said, how do you get pregnant? You get pregnant by having sex with a man. So she already had a man for her to hate men enough to kill the male fetus. So she's already doing dicks before she can kill the baby dick. Like, girls don't have a rational thought process. They need to be slaves. They can't think on their own.
Come on.
So
Nah.
Yo, listen, I refer you to my stream about oppressing women, bro. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but here's the problem. We talked about this a little while ago. Everything that they accuse us of, they will do to us. Given the power, they will do that and worse. So men oppress women out of sheer self-defense.
No, there's definitely certain. Oh no, wait, I think you got background dirty. There's certain aspects of what women would definitely call oppression that's actual protection, and the protection that a lot of them are claiming that they don't have right now is because that thing that they would call oppression in aspects of patriarchy is taken away, so now they don't have protection. I trust me, I didn't even see your stream, but I already know where you was going with it, and I'm with you. And there's definitely a way to logically get there with the argument to where nobody could argue with it. So I definitely I'm with you to understand that, but they need to be slaves. It's like okay. I like to keep it airtight and logical to where even the most offended person who think they got a rational argument can't argue out of it. When you say they need to be slaves, then you open the door for an argument that they could win. So I don't know.
Okay, first of all, they can't win that argument against me because my hate is righteous and I'm secure in my conviction. But see it like this. Let's say this is what it is. Any girl with more than $2 has $1.50 more than she needs to live. Because girls don't want money, they just want stuff. If you give them money, they will be able to afford to not listen. They have to be dependent like a 4-year-old in order to be functional in society. We're at a point now that the only person she's obligated to is her employer. She doesn't listen to her father, her husband, or her pimp. So in order to, what is her employer? The person that gives her the opportunity not to listen to other men. So you have to be the employer. Who is the employer if you remove money? The slave owner. I provide your housing. I provide your food. You cook it. You know what I'm saying? You the nanny. I give you something to do. I give you kids so you don't think about what I'm doing, because if you don't have something to do, you'll worry about what I'm doing and you'll fuck up my life. So I'll keep you pregnant and you stay here brooding and Hoes stay mad. I don't care if you're mad. I'm not here to try to make you happy. I don't care about your happiness. When you're happy, I'm sitting in my car for an hour, scared to come in the house, and the kids are failing in school. When you mad, the whole family's happy. So you being mad is a sacrifice for the family. You know what I'm saying? And,
Got you.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, no, and I like that. I like when somebody can. And Hood is like, you know, is one of the best at this, making a polarizing statement, and then when you challenge him on it, he could logically walk you through it. I like that. I hate the people that just make a polarizing statement, but they can't logically walk to how they got there. I get annoyed by that. Those are people that give us a bad name because they just up here just saying shit just to say shit. But if you can logically make that polarizing statement make sense and walk it there to where somebody has to then try to, you know, give you an intellectual response that they probably can't counter what you said because it's airtight internal logic in it, then that's when that's when we making sense. That's when making sense.
You know,
But,
that's how America wins the best wars. We nuke you, and then we come out with a really ironclad peace strategy.
Yeah, exactly. That's hold on, wait, you got background. You got background, dirty folks. That's really the secret sauce of a lot of these discussions, how they trigger people, but when they sit there and listen, it's like, damn it, I hate that they making sense. that's the perfect balance. That's a lot what me and Hood Conservative do on Saturday, really, on them Saturday shows. But all right, we well into overtime, and yeah, we had to 3. We in overtime. We about to get up out of here. We about to get up out of here. But I'd like to formally thank everybody who came through. Y'all did come through and support Hard and Heavy. Appreciate each and every one of y'all, everybody who hit the Cash App or the Super Chat or did anything to support the stream in any way, shape, or form. Appreciate each and every one of you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.
Right.